Welcome back ya teman-temanku semua, balik lagi di live streaming eChampions League Istanbul 2000 final Istanbul 2023, yaitu FIFA 23 Grand Final Liga eChampions League di Istanbul ya guys ya. Nah, di sini itu aku bakalan nobarin bagaimana meta-meta kedepannya itu kayak gimana. Tapi ya masih sama aja sih kayaknya ya. Mari kita coba tonton bareng-bareng aja. Bentar. Masih 10 menit. Masih Red Bull Leipzig Esport peserta bertahannya. Sabar ya guys ya, masih 9 menit lagi. Kita lihat teman-teman kita ada di Discord nggak? Oh, nggak ada. Nggak ada guys. Masih 8 menit. Masih 8 menit ya guys ya. Oke. Oke guys ya, jangan lupa subscribe dan like-nya ya guys ya. masih nunggu guys, sabar. 5 menit lagi. Oke. Kita share dulu. Menit lagi. Gempa. Tut. Oke, gak sabar kita melihat guys ya. Pertandingannya.
It's the first time I feel like this, I feel like I'm dead, I can't think, I don't know what happened. People say that I can only play online.
Last chance of the half here in extra time. We'll fall to Anders Vergang.
People call him the Iceman and...
Ronaldinho, back to Ginola, back to Ronaldinho! Oh, 9!
I showed that I was more ice than him today, so...
It will be Anders Vergang in the eChampions League Final 8. There will not be a back-to-back defending eChampions League winner.
No matter what happens today, history
Final
will be
Istanbul
made. There are 8
eChampions
players
League
in the eChampions League final.
2023.
But you just saw Obram look straight across to Hezzers, caught a smile together.
None have lifted the prestigious trophy before.
What can he pull out from here? Ronaldinho, brilliant fee. Oh
Tim
wow,
Gullit.
Emre Yilmaz.
To make it yours, you will need to step up,
Daniel
Oke,
Seven
share guys.
to the eChampions League final.
deal with the pressure,
Umits, you score, and you're off to an eChampions League grand final. Up steps Capdevila, and Umits makes it 2 years in a row.
and make every chance count.
And go through to the finals of the ECL. Is he gonna go to Milan? He qualifies! He qualifies for the qualify!
Do this, and like I said before, history will be made. Live from Istanbul, the eChampions League final starts now.
Well, let's just take a moment, shall we, to appreciate that trophy that's on shot right there and listen to the theme tune as well, which evokes so many memories for football fans all over the planet. Gives us feels on stage here. It gives you goosebumps right now just to be here. And as Brandon said, it all starts right now. But it began, of course, many months ago, where we had 64 players whittled down to 32 in London. And now we have our final 8 contenders. And of course, they're all here to try and write their names into the FIFA history books. And of course, lift that eChampions League trophy a little bit later on tonight. I'm not alone though, my name's Rachel Stringer, and alongside me we have a man who's been working out in the gym, so much so his pectoral muscles have popped out of his shirt and he's got a pin holding himself in tonight. It's Mike Bay, everyone! Woo!
Thank you. I've never had an intro quite like that.
Well, you know I love you, Mike, and we are honoured, I'm going to say, to be here. We've been here since 2019, we were in Madrid, and now we're here. And if you're watching at home, a lot of audience members will realise a lot of big FIFA names are missing from that. Am I saying, Mike, this is a new dawn of FIFA style we're seeing emerge here?
I think we're into the new era. I was looking at it earlier, more than half the competition, less than 25 years old. Actually, less than 21 years old, and we don't see Tex. We don't see reigning champion with Nicholas in this competition. We don't see Mo Alba, of course, from the FIFA E World Cup. We've got a different group.
We have indeed got a different set of FIFA players here tonight, all wanting to take the top spot, of course. But this is our Just Eat pre-show, and here's a little insight into exactly what they have to do to lift the trophy later on.
It's time for the eChampions League final. A journey that started with thousands of players has reached the final 8 in Istanbul. With prestige and glory within their grasp, who will take control and stand alone as champion? In the upper bracket, it's simple. Win 2 games and claim a spot in the grand final. Defeat is not the end of the road, but a ticket into the lower bracket. The lower bracket is where legends are forged, for those teetering on the edge of elimination and survival. One moment could be the difference. Over 4 rounds of single elimination FIFA, one contender will emerge and reach the grand final. In the grand final, the road to this point matters. For the upper bracket winner, all it takes is one win and the trophy is in hand. For the loser bracket challenger, a win triggers a grand final reset. The grand final reset
dong.
is a 2-leg winner-takes-all FIFA match. The victor will raise the trophy and forever be known as the fabled
Tahun
winner
kemarin tuh,
of the
guys.
eChampions League.
Tahun kemarin.
Brandon makes it sound so easy, but there's still a long way to go tonight. Mike, let's have a look at the upper bracket and the lower bracket and who's in contention.
And Brandon gave you the lay of the land, but here are the competitors. Yilmaz has been brilliant this year. Last year broke into the scene, of course. Omid, the current world champion. We have Hezers and Oberon, both these competitors hailing from Italy. I know that Oberon is a fan of Inter Milan. I'm sure that he's happy to be here. Bergain, who you're going to hear talked about, has been the wonder kid. We've got Dilo looking to make moves. Daniel, first big LAN event outside of the qualification for this event. And then Neat has been one of the faces of Spain, and he's finally breaking in to the world stage.
Well, that's Mike's lowdown. It's now time for Kyle Walker to welcome our 8 contenders to the stage.
Kyle Walker.
Thank you so much, Rachel. We certainly cannot wait to get the action underway here in Istanbul. History will be made today as none of the competitors have got their hands on this trophy to my right, but that will be changing tonight. So let's bring out the first round of matchups presented by Turkish Airlines. Widen your world, starting with our first pair to go head-to-head. Some will say he's the best in the world right now. Emre Yilmaz taking on the reigning world champion, Umut.
Wah, anjir, juara bertahan Cok Umut. Emre Yilmaz. Dari tim Gullit lawan Red Bull Leipzig, guys ya. Tim Gullit itu yang punya e-sportnya Red Gullit.
I don't care about the pressure. I just want to win. I just want to win the trophy. I never won the eChampions League, so I want to make it happen. And let's see what we can get.
Talk to me, how much would it mean to you to get your hands on that trophy? I saw you give a little bit of a look to it as you were walking. I see the smile on your face right now. It would mean a lot.
Of course, I think everyone wants to win. We are here 8 players, everyone is good. Of course, everyone wants to win it. At the end, only one can win, so that one will be very happy. The other 7 will be sad, so let's see what happens.
Only one can win that trophy. Emre Yilmaz, some are saying you're the best in the world right now. Take a step closer, come on. All right, don't be shy. Talk to me about the run you've been on in the eChampions League. I mean, wow, some special performances.
Yeah, it has been a crazy run. Beat it like Nicolas, Stingray and Dylan last stage. But now it's just, we all start over again. So it will be a new tournament for me.
A new tournament for you. Come on, talk to me, because that run that you've been on, the confidence that you've got, I mean, how much would it mean to you to lift that trophy that's just to my right here?
Yeah, it means a lot for me, but I think it means a lot for everyone here. So it's very special here.
Well, I'll let you go off. I'll let you both get prepared. Not even looking at each other. The tension in the room is building. Emre Yilmaz, thank you so much. Right then, let's move on to our next competitors that are going head-to-head. And it's an all-Italian affair in this one. Hezers takes on Oberon. Oberon, this week has been very, very exciting. I can see the nerves, I can see the tension.
AC Monza.
You've got a smile on your face as well.
Monza.
Here on the big stage right now, how are you feeling?
It's been
Dari tim mana
a
ini?
long journey.
Exit.
I will enjoy every single time of
Penasaran aku guys,
and I am
susunan
happy
apa
to
starting
play
11-nya
against
ini.
him because,
Masih pakai start
now
meta-meta
represent
lama atau
Italy,
meta-meta
and,
baru aku nggak tahu.
I think that we will
Yang
represent
pasti Cup de
Now
Villa itu
you've
masih
actually
meta itu.
conquered Italy before, okay? Can you go on a step further? Can you conquer Europe?
I don't know. I feel confident now, but you know, every game is hard, and the player is there are the best player in the world, so we will see.
We will see indeed. Hezzers, you've been on this stage at the eChampions League before. How do you improve on that last time out?
I mean, every time you have more experience, so it will be now maybe not will be easier because it's more important, but you just have to play and be focused.
Well, talk to me about your preparation for being here. What have you done?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to practice to the best player, and this is the only way. And obviously, you have to work also in about your mind, because without that, it's impossible to play in that stage.
Well, let's see who comes out best in that mental face-off. And of course, in the game, thank you so much, both of you. Go and get prepared. See you later on. Thank you. There we are. Okay, next up then, let's bring out our underdog, Daniel 7. He will take on the youngest ever ELA Liga champion, Neat. Guys, welcome to the big stage of the eChampions League 2023. Daniel, I'll start with you. You've already faced some of the biggest names on the scene. You've beat them to get here in the finals already. I mean, does that give you the belief that you can get your hands on that trophy behind you?
Yes, for sure. I got much confidence after the last games in ECL, and now today I just want to give my best, and then we look if it's...
That first matchup, though, taking on this man here, Neat, talk to me about that. What battle and what threats does he pose?
I think he will play offensive. I just try to give my best, and yeah, that's it.
Well, let's see what happens with that one. Neat, talk to me. Here we are, eChampions League. You weren't here last year, though. Does that mean that this year you're going to go all the way? Are you going to win the tournament?
Yeah.
Yes, and the smile says it all. Tell me, how confident are you ahead of today?
Ducks.
Are you confident?
Ducks Gaming.
Impossible?
I don't speak English.
That's okay. That's all right. You speak better English than I speak Spanish. That is okay, all right. I can see you want to get ready. You want to get prepared. I'll let both of you go. Thank you so much. Good luck. I'll see you later on. Okay, let's get to our final head-to-head. That one will be taking place right here on the main stage. It's our Weekend League Wonder Kid, Anders. He's taking on Peter Dilo.
Anjir. Ketur Dilo. Nah, ini bocil tengil ini guys ya. Vergang gitu.
Take a step closer. Okay, brilliant.
Dari tim Red Bull.
This is your second time at the eChampions League.
Olympic Lyon down.
You're in the finals. How good does it feel to be here?
Bocil tengil itu guys.
Very happy. It was hard for every player to come here today, and I make it. And today
Olympic
I need to do my best
Lyon.
for win the trophy.
So then, talk to me about that. You need to do your best, and you certainly will need to do your best taking on this man right here.
Vergang.
If you do win this first matchup, how confident will you actually feel? Because it's a tough one. How will you feel?
Yeah, it's a tough game, but I try to take the game after game, and I don't try to think about
Buset.
the future.
Anjay Hafiz.
Game by game, win by win. You'll have your hands on
Halo
the
bosku.
trophy right there. Anders, I want to talk to you
Ini
because everyone's talking about
bocil tengil ini guys. Vergang ini. Lihat aja nanti.
You said in the video,
Bener, bocil tengil ini.
Are you going to show the
Udah lama soalnya ngikutin soalnya.
I mean, I don't have any expectation for the whole tournament since I'm already in loser bracket, but I know everyone sees me as the big favorite
Red
in this
Bulls.
match, so if I don't win it, I don't
Support nih aku. Wede.
Right there.
Habis.
I mean, you just mentioned that you're in the losers bracket, added pressure. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, well, as I said, I don't
Kau wayanya itu loh, kau ini.
but I know I'm big favorite to win the first
Nanti
match.
aku gini guys ya.
Again, if I don't
Apa
win it,
namanya?
I don't deserve to be
Apa
here.
namanya? For your information aja. Nanti next turnamen apa ya? Lupa aku namanya. Nanti aku bakal bawa bendera RRQ. Pegang omonganku. Makanya ini aku kumpul-kumpul uang buat beli jersey RRQ. Gitu.
We have got a great matchup. I did think
For
we had
your
more trash
information
talking, but
aja.
they're pretty pleasant to each other, I'm going to say. And Mike, I found it really difficult to watch the Italian derby chat there because they had a drink last night together. They're great friends, and one of them is going to have to drop down and potentially get eliminated early on.
It's kind of a double-edged sword, though. If you heard the interview, they were both happy to kind of go up against each other because one of them is going to go further, at least guaranteed, in that upper bracket, which gives Italy a better chance for representation.
Yeah, of course. We heard from all 8, of course, but I'm going to put Mike DeBell on the spot now. I love to do this to him and just ask him for his top 3.
Okay, top 3 players. Okay, my first player to watch, without a doubt, has got to be Umit. He's earned it. He's the current world champion. He's looking back-to-back. He's in form. You see multiple Leipzig players in action as well. Their training academy, what they've been able to do with the esports organization has been fantastic. And Umit has the balance, and he has the ability to put together the total package, and that's been proven.
We just spoke to him as well on the side of the stage, and he said, yeah, I've already been a world champion. This stage isn't even as big. I mean, let's beg to differ on that one. Your next player then, this is Oberon.
My second selection could be a surprise to some, but in my opinion, Oberon is leading the Italians in terms of being one of the best players. We've seen him win the Serie A. We saw him in the top 4 last year as well, closing out the year in the 1v1s. And I just think he's one of those guys that, again, has that mental stability
Kita
to be able
tutup
to put
Windows
together on the big
Capture-nya
stage. I
dulu,
think he's ready for this
takut
tournament.
ada yang bocor
And especially
soalnya.
since he's got Inter Milan, he also supports them. He's going to want to run that up.
He's a player I think we should be
Cuk,
talking about a little
Gimana
more as
caranya
well.
share anjir?
Mike, your final one's got to be this man, hasn't it?
You see it on the main stage already.
Tar.
This all happened if you
Sabar.
go back to when he was a 14-year-old kid, winning 500-plus games, undefeated. Everybody was saying, when are we going to see
Yuk,
Anders in action?
kita nobar.
This has been the year. We've got him
Gitu
in
kan,
action, and
nanti.
he has been doing the business. He's not just an online player. We've seen the LAN events, and now it's a matter, can he put it together in the
Bentar,
finals
aku lihat
8? Can he put it
chatnya
together in
habis.
his last stage?
Di mana tadi?
Well, he's shown it before. He knocked out Nicholas 99 FC, the defending champion, and you guys in the audience, you're going to get to see him first
Fan
up
zone
here as
promosi
well, and he makes some
bebas.
noise. So I hope you reiterate what he does here
Mana,
and
Cuk?
bring the house down
Promosi
with
bebas.
Anders
Oh,
Bergkamp.
ini,
Well,
oke,
it's gonna be
oke.
very excited. Where it's almost time
Yuk,
to get
kita
started.
nobar.
I can see our favourite commentator pairing over there in the wings, and of course, in the middle of the
Yuk,
stage here, we
nobar.
have our first matchup. You guys are going to be treated to, but I'm going to say hello
FIFA
for the
23.
first time today to Richard Buckley.
Final.
Give me a wave. And Brandon Smith. Guys, this is our favourite event of the season. Are you ready?
Of course we are. We cannot wait for it. From Madrid to Stockholm, now to Istanbul. The eChampions League is here.
Don.
Before we get going today, Rich,
Nggak bisa anjir.
delivery here.
It should be. It should be any time coming through.
I don't know what you've ordered. You've got a Just Eat delivery for us, getting us going here
Kompor.
in Istanbul today. I know you're gluten-free.
Nggak
You
bisa.
tell me about that quite a lot.
All the time, yep.
What have
Apa
you
ini?
ordered?
There should be a little gluten-free sandwich in there, a few goodies for later on. It's a long day. We need to keep fueled throughout the day and keep the energy up.
Did you get me a coffee?
No.
Okay. Well, thanks to Just Eat on that. We'll enjoy that during our first game today. We have to say, we have got so many big games. All 4 matches playing at the same time here at the eChampions League Finals, Rich. But as I was saying, this tournament has been on the road. It
Nggak
has been on the
bisa,
road
guys.
this year. From London to Istanbul now. 8 players emerged, 8 of the best in Europe. And what a first game we've got coming up for you today.
I mean, if you just look at the quality on display, world champions, multiple time
Sumpah, Cuk.
league
Nggak bisa,
champions,
anjir.
major winners, everything is here in Istanbul. The footballing world will collide on Saturday. The FIFA world meets its peak
biarin aja
here
lah.
today. I cannot wait.
And someone
Yang
will
penting
pick it up
bentar lagi udah mau start ya guys ya.
massive trophy that only so many players have been able to get their hands on. This first game though, Anders Bergkamp, that interview there says, look, it's hard to read into that interview, isn't it? Because he says he doesn't expect much from himself today. On the flip side of the curtain,
Bergkamp.
what's he got to lose? He's the lowest ranked player coming into this tournament. He is a seasoned
Idola
veteran. May not have had
player
the
idola
last 2
sejut
seasons in FIFA
player
even, but
idola
go back to the years of
para
2020,
ciwi-ciwi nih guys.
Champions Cups in a year.
Yang
He
tahu
was in the
sepak
fight,
bola
he was
sih
in
ya,
the
yang tahu
discussion,
sepak bola.
and he's still in the discussion here in an eChampions
Oke.
League.
And I think experience
Match pertama antara Bergkamp
mechanical skill.
Red Bull Gaming melawan Olympique Lyon.
We can't talk too loudly because everyone can hear us, but even he may admit Anders does have a bit of an advantage. However, on the other side, it's that experience. You can't buy that. You don't get that playing at home, going on weekend league streets. You get that playing here on the biggest of stages, and Curtadilo has the upper hand on that occasion. First game of the day.
Here we go, eChampions League Grand Final is
Oke,
officially
match
underway,
pertama.
and here we go,
Kita lihat bersama-sama guys.
We're in the trenches, kicking things off today.
Bentar please, matchnya sudah mulai.
Olympic Lyon kicking
Bentar.
from left to right, Anders Bergkamp.
Udah mulai. Awok.
His teammate Umit in here. They could match in a grand final, depending on how this bracket run goes for Umit and Anders Verga.
Anjay, menutupi ya guys ya. Menutupi tulisan final Istanbulnya.
We'll be giving you the updates, goals and highlights as
Gini
they
aja lah ya.
happen.
Apa
This is the
gimana ya?
place to be to watch every single kick of the
Gini aja lah.
eChampions League 2023 finals live in Istanbul.
Yeah, well, let's talk about squad restrictions very quickly. If you're new to the eChampions League, it's pretty
Oke,
simple in
biar
terms
kalian
of the
tahu
outfield.
nama
You're allowed to use any
pemain-pemainnya ya.
hero and as many of the matches you want. Outfield, only 3 icons. You're allowed an icon in goal that doesn't
Ginola,
count towards
oke,
restrictions.
Valverde,
And on top of that, Richard, just any of those
Fofana
Champions League
dong.
promo items that just tickle your fancy, but we won't see too many
Tuh
of
guys ya,
them.
buat kalian pemain-pemain meta ini meskipun dari FIFA konsol bisa kalian terapkan di FIFA mobile pemain-pemainnya. Gitu, David Ginola, Tore yang Eusebio masih dipakai dong.
Big talking point for me in this game
Vergang.
will be the first leg on does one player Anders could blow this game out of the water in the first leg. How does Curto Dilo react? If he can keep it at 0-0, maybe we're taking advantage into the second leg.
Joe Weir.
Anders Verga.
Here is Anders
Anjay.
Verga looking to get his first
Ronaldinho.
chance at the game. It's Marquez, the foot hero.
Vergang.
That might just be a hero. Looking back on this game in about 40 minutes time. But just in terms of formation, I spoke to Sir Alex, who is the coach that sits behind Curto Dilo. It's a 5-back. They're going to be hard to beat.
Penasaran aku gameplaynya Capdevila ini. Oke, anjay, Gocek Gaming, Torea, kebanyakan. Penalti, iya dong.
I think if I'm Anders, if I'm an RB Leipzig fan, I feel very hard done by. He stepped in, might have just nicked the player before he got the ball, but it's very, very harsh.
If you look at both sides of the pitch, Richard, you'll be thinking I should be 1-0 up if it wasn't for Marquez getting quite a fortunate block. On the flip side, a terrible penalty decision, but Curto Dilo's not going to be moaning about that by any means. Are we in for an instant response here from Anders? And again, Lucio stands strong.
Lucio.
One thing that Anders did, if you're watching this tournament throughout, the knockouts, scored so many goals. 33 goals he scored in the knockouts. That's across 10 legs of FIFA. 33 scored. These are live shots from another of our featured matches in the winners bracket. Hezers up against Oberyn in that all-Italian derby.
And also, Richard, he was unbeaten in the Swiss stages, Anders Verga. There's only one player that was able to beat him. He's on your screen now, Oberyn. He takes on his fellow Italian friend, Hezers.
Torea, Ronaldinho, shooting, dan goal.
A little reverse elastico, just like that. 7 minutes later, he is straight back in the tie.
It's just the instinct. As soon as it pops into his feet inside the box, he's got one thing on his mind: to turn the defender. Ronaldinho, I spoke about him earlier. He's one of the favourites. He's arguably down the hill best player in the game, the team of the year icon Ronaldinho. Just such a quality talisman in around that final third. It took Anders about 12 minutes to level up this tie.
And while we were looking at that Hezers Oberyn game, the winner of that will stay in the upper bracket. The loser will come down to play the winner of this match here. Curto Dilo and Anders Verga will be playing the loser, as we said, of Oberyn or Hezers. Difficult match that for the two Italians, two very good friends in the Italian scene. Here's Hullet.
Okay.
Looking to fire Anders Verga into a 2-1 lead. And in our other matches, Richard, it's Daniel of Hamburg against Neat. We'll give you an update on that as soon as we can. And on the opposite side, Umit against Emre Yilmaz. So many good games, we couldn't bring them all to you on the main stage.
Al-Owarian.
But they are underway. Here in Istanbul, updates to come from them. Anders Verga building, looking for a bounce. He's going to get a bounce there, back to R9. Ball roll scoop turn will find its way to Alawaira, and it's a big save from Van der Sar.
He's already had 3 or 4 chances in around the box. One thing that Anders does, I would say that you don't see from a lot of other players. As soon as he gets into this area, in around the box,
R9.
he's so
Kebanyakan gocek-gocek, guys.
one-minded and driven to get into the final third to get into that attacking area.
Dirkoit,
It's just so fast. He goes up a notch, doesn't he?
Eusebio.
Combinations are slick, the skill moves are silky. Here's Capdevia. Needs the help of Van der Sar just to parry that one away.
Okay.
I'm surprised that team of the year icon of Edwin Van der Sar is in the sticks. Chance to let this game breathe maybe for just a split second. Been a frantic first 37 minutes. Yeah, Torre punches into the feet of team of the year Ronaldinho.
Alaba. David
Darlow.
Alaba. Ronaldo.
Able to swap
Alaba jadiin back tengah. Oke.
possession not for so long. We hear there's been a goal over in this game. Which way has it gone? RB Leipzig commit against Emre Yilmaz. It's gone the way of the current world champion. 28 minutes in, he leads by a goal to nil.
I see metanya.
I can almost guarantee that won't finish at 1-0. Both of those two players so good.
Capdevillanya itu yang itu guys ya, apa namanya? Pahlawan apa? Pahlawan Heroes. Seri Pahlawan Heroes. Capdevilla. Sama Al-Owairan.
To the knockouts all the way here into the grand finals.
Sama Kuit juga ini. Lucio. Aureaya itu dari Prime Heroes. Dari Prime Heroes.
It was a very fortunate penalty 15 minutes in. Anders Vergang able just to continuously create chances. We said he scored the most goals in the knockout stages, Richard. 33 in total. One you can guarantee from his games. Not clean sheets, but loads of chances created and often quite a few goals.
I mean, just looking at him, probably feel a bit hard done by not to be leading this game. A couple of chances, good blocks in the final third, good bit of defending from Curto Diallo, but other than the penalty that he did score, not had too much.
Oh ya, buat temen-temen apa sahabat-sahabat Twitch yang bisa bahasa Melayu, kenapa saya nggak main Mobile Legends lagi? Pensi ya. Buat sahabat-sahabat Twitch yang orang-orang Melayu nonton. Pasti tahu bahasa Indonesia lah, orang-orang Melayu, masa nggak tahu itu. Saya nggak main Mobile Legends lagi ya, pensi. Lebih ke arah pensi sih. Kenapa aku nggak main Mobile Legends lagi gitu. Buat teman-teman Twitch yang menanyakan main Dota apa enggak, juga udah nggak main lagi, fokus ke FIFA aja aku sekarang, main FIFA. Oke. Anjir. Bisa gitu dong.
Just stuck in between three white shirts there. Didn't really have an exit. It was a case of let's try and do a skill move and somehow find a way out. I said there's been another goal in this game, Richard. You've just seen it go in. Leads 2 goals to nil. Have to keep in mind, it was in the Champions League final last year in Sweden, Stockholm. Got a top 6 finish.
2-0 guys.
Became world champion many months after, but
Cuma bocilnya nih yang nggak tahu.
The full way and put it right this year.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying at this moment. Is
Alawiran. Farner, one of the Champions League items that does make the team still.
He started very well this second half as Curto Diallo. He stepped on the gas just a little bit. The quickness in the passing in the final third has increased. The tempo in which he's playing just ever so slightly. A little bit more emphasis on punching the ball into the feet of the attacking players.
Pensi. Bener,
sahabat-sahabat Twitch. They would have known about this game for what, 4 or 5 weeks since the knockouts.
Lebih ke arah pensi, ya. Bukan kapan main lagi, nggak ada rencana main lagi sih.
Every day they're watching gameplay, watching FGS5 from last week, seeing what he does, the tendencies, and trying to unpick this puzzle.
Cool.
It's a gift. The team of the year Ronaldinho, but Anders is not going to moan at that after the penalty that he conceded in the first half. Back in front for the first time in this game. And what you said, Rich, was key. How does this first leg end? That is what will tell the story of this matchup.
Confidence and momentum will play the biggest factor in this match. Is Curto Diallo still in the game going to the second leg? Will be a huge discussion point in about 6-7 minutes time between Sir Alex, the coach, and
sampai
Ricardo himself.
Sampai
Anders
jam
wants to
berapa?
squash that talking point.
Sampai selesai lah. Sampai angkat piala. Ya sahabat-sahabat Twitch maupun sahabat YouTube sampai selesai. Mau 7, gak tahu durasinya nanti 7 jam atau berapa jam, gak peduli. Yang penting sampai angkat piala, oke? Seru soalnya guys. Wih. Ini FIFA konsol kayak gini guys, turnamennya itu. Kalau FIFA mobile kemarin apa namanya itu ya hampir kayak gini, cuma kita pakai device-nya device HP gitu.
Across the other games, as we said, it's 0-0 so far in Hamburg's Daniel against Neat. When we can, we'll give you an update from the all-Italian matchup. There sounds like there's been a goal in it. 55 minutes in, it's
Hazard
Obrun has
dari
scored the opening goal.
Tuh, Manchester City eSport.
Just whipped into the box, got in front of his man, glancing header at the near post.
Offside. Pelanggaran.
It looked too good to be true there for a split second. There's the latest scores on your screen coming through now.
4-1. Umut leading against Emre Yilmaz.
We only saw it about 4 minutes ago and it was 2-0. I mean, 4-1 up. That's only in its first game. Obrun leads Hazard by a goal, so that's a really tough game. They play daily. I was speaking to both players backstage. Two really good friends in the Italian scene. I say every single day we are playing, we are grinding against each other. That game is going to be a chess match.
Jual beli serangan terjadi guys. Kita lihat guys.
The only Spaniard in this tournament, Neat. That's 0-0. And of course the game on your screen now.
You just
game leading 2-1.
You see the stats there in the top left corner. Passes almost identical as Catadalo stringing a couple together right here. These are a few of those moments from Umut. Right outside his screen, twisting, turning, breaking his way into the box, and goalkeeper can't do anything about it. Feel a little bit hard done by on that occasion. Emre Yilmaz did get one back just on the stroke of half-time. Building up, R9. Very simple finish in the end for David Janola.
Ramaikan lah guys. Ya.
Then, 15 minutes later into the second half.
Ini temenmu dari RRQ loh ini. Kingdom ya. Saya Kingdom.
Onto the tally. It was a long ball through. That team of the Hullet continued to make the run, scoring against Team Hullet, unfortunately.
It makes it look so simple on the way he plays.
Just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Pembantaian anjir.
What's the start for
Temnya fair Kang.
Wins, and he's in a grand
Fair
final.
Kang.
Wins this game, will be in the upper bracket semi. I mean, look. That's a World Cup semi-final if this happens, Rich. Obrun against Umut. Saw that match happen in Copenhagen last year. Could be seeing it again in an eChampions League. There's those famous step-overs.
We just hear the PlayStation controller. I think just a very slight technical issue there. Go to dial up, asking the admin over. Gives a good chance to tell you about some of the other games currently taking place here at the eChampions League Grand Finals. Umut versus Emre Yilmaz game, we saw it at 4-1. There has been 2 more goals. I'll not tell you which way they've gone, but there's been 2 more goals in that game. Obrun's still leading 1-0, and Neat, I can tell you, has just taken the lead against Daniel Seven. Neat leading 1-0, the Spaniard from Dux Gaming. 1-0 up against the German Daniel.
Especially for Emre Yilmaz, Richard. He's not lost a game in this tournament, has he? I mean, he'd be surprised to find himself 4-1 down that early on into the first leg. As we said, there has been more goals in that game. As soon as we can, we will let you know. We're jumping back into this one now. Kurtadalo and Svergang still in the first leg.
Naksan.
Keep in mind, the loser of this
bintang tamunya siapa?
The tournament top 8 finish it will be.
Bintang tamunya siapa memang? Aku nggak tahu lah, saudara. Biasanya sih Capdevila ya, biasanya yang datang biasanya gitu. Kalau tahun kemarin gitu, bintang tamunya itu rising starnya Capdevila. Ini pemain itu yang punya pemain yang salah lah apa namanya? Salah satu mantan pemain sepak bola yang masih punya lisensi EA, yang berlisensi EA sama Gulit itu, setauku. Cuma nggak tahu bintang tamunya nanti siapa ini yang biasa ngasihkan trofi buat ngangkat trofi itu nggak tahu aku.
And that'll be leg one concluded. He does look disappointed, but he has to realise he's in the driving seat still. Is
Soalnya tahun kemarin itu
still 90 minutes
apa
left to be
namanya
played.
Cup de Villa bintang tamunya.
That penalty that could have thrown in many ways there, Richard.
He did well to get back on it.
2-0 down, 3-0 down instead. Bounced back, found himself in a leading position. There is still a leg to play. What's more important on the other side, Rich? Ricardo still in this game. It's only one goal behind.
Still in the game, still in the tie. That was the big thing for Ricardo. I don't know if we can just see that Sir Alex is chatting. He is having the ear of Ricardo, it's got to be said. Anders Vergang obviously disappointed with the first leg. He feels though he should have got more out of it, especially with a few of the blocks on the line and the good saves being made. 2-1. First leg of action has concluded. We've got 90 more minutes left to play.
Yeah, still plenty more time left to be played here. As we said, we have got a second leg to come from the Champions League. But before we do that, we're going to go to our first break here from Istanbul. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes' time for this absolute cracker of the second leg.
Oh, pakai sistemnya 2 leg, guys. Sabar. Yoi. Di Discordnya tim Gulit juga rame guys, ngadain nobar juga itu di Discordnya tim Gulit. Tuh, rame kan. Naksan belum mandi ya? Belum mandi memang, ya sudah lah. Mentang-mentang rambutku berantakan kayak gini dikira belum mandi, ya sudah guys. Udah lah. Where are you from? I'm from Indonesia. Gabriela. I'm from Indonesia in East Java. Oh, I see Indonesia. Yes, I'm from Indonesia. Gabriela, Miss Gabriela. Sejak kapan Vinicius jadi CM anjir?
Well, we're very much underway here in Istanbul for the eChampions League finals for 2023. I hope everyone in the audience is enjoying it so far, right? Yes, see, I can get the audience worked up. in here. Obviously, we have a massive game happening on the stage at the moment. Anders, of course, is 2-1 up as it goes into the second leg. We'll wait a little bit for that. Kyle, I wanted to ask you a question about that and to kind of give a little bit of an insight to the audience. Ricardo has a coach behind him. Anders does not. Do you think that's a negative for him? Obviously, Daniel is the RB Leipzig coach. He's with Umit. He can't be here in two places at once.
No, we can't. And Anders is currently shaking his head at that question for the little bit of insight people can't see. He is currently, you can hear every single word that we're saying. I don't think for Anders that actually this is going to be seen as a negative at all. I think he'll actually use it. We've seen what he can do without a coach, and he'll certainly do that now.
Well, these are a couple as well of moments from the first legs across the four matches we're seeing. We're going into these blinder case. So Umit there is 1-0 up at the moment, Mike.
Going to add to it as well. And he definitely put his foot out there and definitely reminded you who he is. Don't doubt us, because a lot of the competitors have been talking about Yilmaz. And in this circumstance, he's going to have to chase against Umit.
Well, this then is that Italian derby, remember. Oberon then 1-0 up at the moment over his mate in Hezes. Hezes then going one apiece in that derby.
You got to love the exchange, the knockdown,
Real
the
fish,
vision,
yeah?
the 1-2 punch. Look at that. Give it back to him. Ronaldo to Ginola. Ginola, a lot of time, eyes it up. Goalkeeper Van der Sar can't do anything.
Well, the number one moment of the first leg of these matches comes from the Daniel 7 and the Neat matchup here.
You get a little bit of that reverse elastico. R9 again, 5-star weak foot. Does not matter the left, the right. He's in that bread and butter position. Always going to convert here. And that little skill move puts the defender on his back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Neat was taking the lead, of course, after the first leg, as well as was Umit and as was Anders in the center stage here. Well, I can see the boys over there putting their headsets on, which means only one thing. We're about to get into our second leg in the first round of matchups here. Richard Buckley is rubbing his hands in delight. You excited for the second leg, Rich?
Yeah, I am. I can't lie. Good stuff as always, guys. We're here, second leg of action, and the game that we've actually got, Brandon, that we're about to get into, I'm looking at all the stats from the other matches. The lowest scoring affair so far.
It's always that way, isn't it? You get your featured match on screen, you get Anders Berger on screen. You naturally expect to see a few more goals, but we've had plenty in the other games. We'll do our best to give you all the headlines, all the scorelines in these second legs, because two people will be eliminated at the end of this round.
Come in, Claude. I'll give you all for free. Neat, 3-0 up.
Ayo guys, kita ramaikan FIFA
in his game against Daniel 7.
Sebentar lagi yang ganti nama eSport FC kita ramaikan di Indonesia guys ya. Jangan sampai kalah sama game-game lain.
Well, let's keep an eye on our featured matchup here. Kurtadilo
Inilah
against Anders
tujuanku ya,
Bergang. There's only one goal and
meramaikan
Anders leads
gitu.
2 goals to 1.
FIFA Mobile aja bisa
This is
rame
an
guys.
elimination game
Gitu.
of FIFA. Whoever
eSport
loses is out of the
Mobile gitu.
eChampions League. They'll be going back to the drawing board for next year.
Oke.
Praying
Lah.
they can get it right.
Oh, di pause, ganti pemain.
The best start 3 minutes in from Anders, wasn't it? It was a bit of a heavy touch, and he's not happy about it. Luckily enough, there is plenty of time left to be played. Just off topic of this game very quickly, Richard.
Tell me.
Yilmaz. There's a story building there. We're looking at Umit 4-1 up, and I think anyone thinks, okay, Umit's on his way. Umit's going to go through and give Emre Yilmaz a lower bracket run. We looked away from that game. Emre Yilmaz scored 2 goals. That one, 4-3. That one's up for grabs on the other side. Obram against Hezes, only 2 goals to 1 in the all-Italian matchup. That is also in the upper bracket. Stay with us here at the Champions League. Plenty of FIFA to be played. We will be crowning the best player in Europe later on this evening in the capital of Turkey. Anders Berger kicking from left to right.
Kita share dulu guys ya.
Right to left in that Olympic Lyon strip. No changes to talk about in terms of the teams. It'll be a very similar 4-4-2 formation from Anders Berger. Well, we'll be interested. We can't translate French, can we, Rich? But what Sir Alex would have been saying to Kurtadilo in the break. Because you're right, they had a good month to plan for this game.
Yeah, and the conversation was quite in depth. It seems we're very close to the players. We can sort of overhear. We can obviously see them as well. Usually we're locked away somewhere. We're here. We're on the stage right next to them.
Okay.
Hello. Kurtadilo off the post. The woodwork will save the day for Anders Bergang. Boys, we could have been looking at an all-square 2-2. Chance to break away. Anders Vergang, his first sniff at goal
Oke,
with his second
Ronaldinho
leg.
R9.
Dinked it into the
Aduh.
path of R9. It was a terrible touch off the fight.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Driven pass into R9, just cannoned off him. There's one player on the team that you expect to just kill it as soon as it drops to him. It is Ronaldo Nazario. Pronunciation, learned from Gravison.
Kalau Warian, Dirkuit.
It seems like every year, Richard, he gets better and better. That trophy Titan upgrade.
It's a big chance.
Diallo, what a tackle from Lucio. Another one of those foot heroes that was introduced to FIFA 23. What a player he's been since he found his way into the game. Alawaran, a player that causes nightmares for FIFA players, no matter the competition.
Kayaknya aku nggak.
Or even in the weekend league.
Masalahnya.
Hello, Hully.
Statistiknya beda, guys. Apa namanya FIFA Mobile sama FIFA konsol kayak gitu?
Well, he cried out for a penalty. Referee says, get back up on your feet.
I don't know if you've noticed this, if you're watching at home, as soon as Curtis
Afrika
Diallo gets into a wide
1-1.
position with an attacking player, the goalkeeper movement from Anders is so aggressive. He's almost 12, 13 yards out of his box, waiting.
Hello. Eusebio! Oh, he's just offside.
Save your voice, save your voice. Eusebio getting a call up as well for Curtis Diallo. No Ronaldinho in that starting lineup.
Which is so surprising, just...
He's so good.
FIFA players, and I mean any FIFA player would absolutely love Ronaldinho. He has those custom animations, got that team of the year bumper item upgrade.
Okay.
Here's Alawaran, Anders Vergaan,
Something.
back to R9, Marquez will be the hero again.
Cracking block.
Rafa Marquez.
Bodies on the line, stuff from that defensive line. You play that in champs, you get a shot like that blocked, and it's a lot worse reaction than what Anders just gave us there, it's got to be said. It's almost a guaranteed goal, and a defender comes out of nowhere.
Alawaran, there's the ball roll,
Goal.
there's Ronaldinho! It's a time-free finish, and it's a 2-goal cushion for Anders Vergaan. It's finally, he can have a laugh about it. He wasn't too happy about 1 minute ago.
If you keep knocking on the door, if you keep on creating those chances, one of them will fall. 2 or 3 in the first leg, blocked. Defensive tackle. There was no Marquez to save Curtis Diallo on that occasion. And the goalkeeper, you're asking heroics.
I'll tell you what, speak about turnarounds, it looks like Jesus against Oprah has got ever so tasty that game now. So the tables have turned from what we can see. Emre Yilmaz 5-3 down, and Neat leading Hamburg's Daniel 4-1.
Tuh, IE.
Jesus is
Aduh,
3-2
IE.
up against
Lah.
Oprah.
Lah,
At the top of the
IE.
second leg.
Wanjir.
Shock result. Daniel did the impossible, beating
Hey.
qualifying match. This was that moment
Astaga,
you just
mau
spoke
share
about. Moment you just spoke about, Brandon.
pertandingan
All through ball, and it's Rudhuller that just made that run from central midfield.
Lah.
Green timed.
Team of the year, Rudhuller, doing what he does.
Selalu gini, cuk, mesti.
No matter the tournament, no matter the occasion, every single year he's that first midfielder in those teams. 5 minutes away from half time. Diallo finding himself in a little bit of a pit, 2 goals down against a player that you know is just going to continue to create chances and not stop scoring.
Ganti pemain.
We go into a pause.
That's what we got. 42 minutes. Look over. Yeah, the shots of him there. Gives it a good opportunity, Brandon, to tell you about a couple of those other matches taking place. You just saw that goal from Jesus, the Italian derby, as we're calling it. He's now leading 3-4-0 up, still flying. He only scored 14 goals in 8 games in the knockouts. Already today, a man on a mission is the Spaniard.
Apa cok IE ini ya?
Winner
Woi,
of this will play the loser of Hezes or Obra.
sumpah.
He's onside.
Lah,
Here's Arno.
langsung nyerang dong.
Full roll scoop turn, Eusebio. Interesting pick in this team, but
Oh!
half time. 25 minutes away from leaving the
Langsung
tournament.
half time.
Anders Vergang.
Anjing cok.
His march on a two-notch matchup against Obron, the man that sent him down into the lower bracket a few months ago in London. He's the only player that's beaten Anders Vergang in this tournament. Remember that he was perfect in Swiss was Anders, he was 5-0, but in the knockout stages it was Obron that did send him down into that lower bracket. 6 thriller. There's the Vergang still leads. It's for Ricardo. Not much time left.
I think that's the problem for him. He's sort of run out of time. The egg timer's been turned, and that sand is very, very quickly raining away. As he pushes bodies forward, as he attacks the game more, constant pressure comes on. What does that mean? That ball in behind becomes a real prominent threat.
Apa ya cok ya IE ini ya?
Potentially on the side of the gap. I don't think it might be a dial. Start we're going to see. Look. Punches it. Ooh. To R9, then it fell back to Eusebio.
Okay.
Keep an eye on this ongoing runner now. Gets away with that one, Dirk Cow. They're away back in the tie, R9. Back inside there, good save, and the side corner.
I think he could have had an extra pass on there
Kita
as
reset
well.
dulu guys.
The space just sort of opened up for him. Interesting corner.
Okay.
He's played it back every time there. There's clearly something off the training ground that does work for him, unless it's a shot on the edge of the box like a Travella. And it was time greed, but it was always going to be asking quite a lot from that far out, corner deep. Head of the way, and here comes the counter-attack of the on-charge now. Ginola, potentially in a pocket of space. Arno just keeps on running and running. And next thing you know, David Ginola may have just
Sumpah bocil anjing.
Game set and match.
Vergang.
Anders Vergang, a counter-attack.
Kurang-kurangin dek. Taunting gitu.
And so, if I'm being brutally honest, it was just a case of just run.
Sumpah.
Run. Make Adalo make the decision defensively.
As soon as he commits, slide it across the box. 4-1 with 30 minutes left to play. Ricardo would have to show us something that we've not seen so far in this game. The press is in.
3 goals. 30 minutes. Don't be
Jangan
wrong, we
lupa
know
ngopi,
that Anders
guys.
can lose games, but from this scenario,
it's just opening
more opportunities as he looks to find a
Terserah
fifth in the
lagi
game.
dong.
Oh no, he doesn't need anyone else. The
Selebrasinya.
trademark celebration just to seal the deal.
Turu dek.
Maybe he's putting to bed Ricardo's eChampions League with that finish right there. Dream timed.
Turu dek.
Smashed across the goalkeeper.
Sumpah cok tengil banget nih orang anjing.
It's an
Bener.
annoying first leg. You probably felt as though you should have had a bigger lead coming out of the first leg. Here in the second leg,
Sumpah.
3-0. 5-1 on aggregate. Starting to push his name further forward in this lower bracket.
Wih.
Adalo trying to do everything
Okay.
he can
Crossing.
Find a way back into the tie.
Umpan tarik. Oke.
Sabio,
Shooting.
There's still can't find a way past Fafana.
It's great attacking play. The goalkeeper came out, he just moved it, and then that extra pass, the reverse elastico, I almost think it's a guaranteed goal. The defender out of nowhere to get a body on the line and steer it out of danger.
Even with the
shootingannya,
right
bos.
there, Rich, and the right combination ideas, Anders Bergheim just still there every single time. Looks like the game's flipped again on its head. Looks like Obrun,
what a game,
is keeping himself in that winner's bracket. He leads 4-3 now against Hezes, and it looks like Neat has not stopped from where he left off. 5-1. The Spaniard leads against the German player there. No change really in Umit against Emre Yilmaz. 5-3. Umit still leads in that one. What it does mean though, Emre Yilmaz could be finding himself in a loser bracket against Neat.
Oh, we see the latest scores at the top of the screen. Emre Yilmaz 3, Umit 5, Hezes 4, Obrun 4, and Neat is 5-1 up against Daniel 7 as Anders is putting on a masterclass here.
Bocil tengil anjir itu.
We could still see it. We could still see the Obrun Anders rematch in the lower bracket.
4-4. Before the game, they've had a handshake and gone, let's just have a great game of FIFA. Let's just enjoy it. And what a game they are putting on.
I think for them too,
Oh, kita tutupin ini aja ya radarnya ya.
Pretty much daily.
Gini.
You know each other
Jadi
so
aku
well, inside and out.
penengahnya.
Where's the margin for error?
Ini aku kecilin.
Where's the opportunity to do something different?
Yep.
Aku kecilin nih.
I mean, it's game done. 4 goals, 15 minutes. As soon as we get this one wrapped up, we'll be jumping over to Hezes against Obrun, because who knows how this one...
Nobar
this is live shots
dua
as
monitor
well.
guys.
4-4 on aggregate. 17 minutes left to play. Extra time, more than likely, on the cards.
Vergang. Kurang-kurangin lah kalau tengil
Unless you can see
anjir.
a goal right here.
Here's Hezes in that red AC Monza strip from left to right, the Exceed FIFA Pro. Obrun kicking from right to left in that black strip. 15
Saking
minutes left to
tengilnya
play in that one.
sampai kayak gitu loh.
11 minutes left in this featured match. Anders Bergheim looks like he is cruising through to the next stage of the tournament.
Layarnya EA. Astagfirullah.
Still a top 8 finish out of thousands that competed online.
Nah.
Across a 3-step process.
Goal.
Anders wants one more. Oh, it's cheeky from Hullet. Just does not stop, does it?
Mukanya anjing.
You saw the reactions after the third
Kurang-kurangin lah.
and now as we get to the 5th and the 6th, he's thinking ahead.
Vergang.
Back into business mode. Back into a tournament
Sumpah
run.
ya.
I was speaking with him just on the stage before the broadcast started. It's a long day. It's a very, very long day. You've got so many matches ahead of you. You can't really think too far into the future about where you're going to be placing. If you win this, you've got top 6. You just got to play it. It sounds very cliche. You just got to play every game as it comes. If one player can do that over the duration of 4-5 hours, go from losers, quarter-final to grand final, very well could be Anders Vergang on the stage as Curtadilo gets a consolation.
Yeah, unfortunately, won't be much more than that. For Curtadilo. The chances, we must say as well,
Selebrasinya loh.
of the playoffs have run away from Curtadilo too. There are potential couple of playoff permutations here. There'll be players that are watching at home, praying that X, Y, and Z qualify or get a top 2. Anders wants another one. Well played, Alaba at the back. We will get over to that Italian game as soon as we get a full-time whistle here. I think we might be on for it. I'm seeing a goal
Shooting.
from Hezes.
Enggak dong.
We could be on for an Obrun Anders rematch in a lower bracket. Long ball over the top. It's a
Long.
running race. It won't be much more than a consolation. He's R9. Good save, Van der Sar. Play out these 2 minutes. And we'll give you the lowdown between Hezes and Obrun.
Full time to come. Anders Vergang will remain in the Champions League. Kurt Dyler will be eliminated. Commiserations to the French player. There's the full time there. Let's jump across.
Nice. GG,
So
Vergang.
Vergang
Vergang.
has done his job into the next round after being 1-0 down.
Ngapain ya anaknya guys? Sambil nunggu match selanjutnya nih. Di Discord gak ada orang.
Only a very few amount of FIFA players can do.
Iya
Just
loh.
flip the script.
Gak ada orang, cok.
Flip the tire of the game in one quick 15-20 minute spell. Anders did that and comes out victorious.
Kita coba Masalu, ajak Masalu dulu lah.
The Italian derby, we've been keeping up to date with the goals as they go in. We are now joining it live with 1.5 minutes left to play. And Jesus is on his way to a winners bracket final. Unless Auburn can do something
Manchester
ridiculous.
City.
11 goals in this between the two of them. Keep in mind, whoever loses this plays Anders Vergang in the lower bracket. It's not a nice matchup.
Sabar guys.
As it stands, it is Auburn that will be going down into the trenches.
Guys,
Jesus will be fighting his
here
way
we go
through
ya.
the winners bracket. Keep in mind, Jesus, he's not got a playoff spot right now. This is his
Jude
ticket
Bellingham
into
ke
the
Madrid.
playoffs. Seconds left plus additional time.
You got to go, and you got to go now.
Kita sambil nonton Man City guys ya.
He wins the ball
Sama AC Monza.
There is
City Esport sama Monza
chance, but it's
Esport.
going to be a very thin chance indeed. Jesus looking to see this game out. Will win the ball back, but the
Madridista berbanggalah ya.
and I think we can
Jude
confirm
Bellingham
Robbie Jesus
ke Real Madrid dikontrak sampai 2029
to play
dari jurnalis ternama Fabrizio Romano. Infonya
and
gitu
on
sih.
the opposite side, Auburn is down to play Anders. They played in the knockout stages a
Dari
few
infonya
months ago in
gitu.
London. There was unfinished business there, and there will be one hell of a game coming up next.
Let me just run this by you very quickly. The games that we're looking at coming up: Anders versus Auburn, Emre Yilmaz versus Neat, and then Jesus versus Umut for an eChampions League Grand Final spot on the line. This is the Neat game. This is live shots. Neat did his business in the first leg, leading 5-1 on aggregate after winning that first leg 4-0.
Kok gini?
He will play, as it stands right now, Emre Yilmaz
Kita nonton lagi.
in the lower bracket semi-final.
Daniel lawan
Another
Neap.
elimination game, Richard.
Oke.
Neat.
Hamburger
Looking for
SV
another
ya.
goal here. Lucio will defend well.
Hamburg
It looks as if it's going to be
Esport.
Daniel. He's crashing out
Masih
the
ada
tournament.
Pele dong.
His playoff hopes
Pele
will loom
dipakai
large.
guys.
He has got the virtual Bundesliga this weekend, but other than that, it could be back to the drawing board for him.
Pelenya
for next year.
CAM kayaknya ya.
For Neat though, playoffs already in the bag. One thing we've always said about Neat, we haven't seen it outside of Spain.
Pele CAM.
Is this the time to do it now? To put on one hell of a performance. He's already got a top 6 guaranteed with this performance here. And after winning the Spanish Championship 2 years in a row,
Abedi Pele.
sort of finally come full circle again. This has been his best outing in Europe so far
Bermain.
in a 1v1 tournament.
Al-Owarian.
He did make a FIFA World Cup final many moons ago, but unfortunately didn't take place. Hence why this is, on paper, his best running so far.
Match yang selanjutnya belum selesai guys. Tunggu selesai semua baru ke babak berikutnya.
What is achieved so far?
Jadi yang otomatis pulang tadi itu Olympic Lyon ya,
Another big
pulang
Spanish community that are following every
sama
step of
AC
the way
Monza.
to one more goal to add on. Oh, it's perfect FIFA. Fist pumps all round in the Ducks. Game inside of that booth.
Tuh yang
Headphones
pasti
come out
pulang.
from Daniel. He knows too big of a goal swing needed.
Kalau Dux.
I mean,
Iya kah Dux Gaming?
He's what,
Dux
was
Gaming kan
5-0
ini?
up at one point.
Dux Gaming.
5-1 and now leading 6-1. Think he's having a little look around to his left and to his right and seeing, oh wow, Auburn just lost. Oh wow, I'm playing Emre Yilmaz next.
Iya Dux lawan Hamburger. Hamburger Esport Hamburger. Ini ngapain coba main kayak gini anjir? Lulu.
Most of his
Oi.
achievements came in Spain. He's been playing for Hamburg for quite some time. He's been quite a loyal player.
ngulur
might
waktu
now, but
dong.
in a few weeks, we'll look back. Top 8 in Europe in an eChampions League final. It will be a tournament and an achievement to remember, as you can see there. I think Daniel knows his game, set, and match. Neat will get the job done. Neat against Emre Yilmaz. Come on, Emre Yilmaz has lost the game. He's lost the game in the eChampions League.
It's a new tournament. It's a new event. Yes, he might have been outstanding in the groups. Yes, he might have been outstanding in the knockouts. He suffered a defeat in the first game. That throws this entire tournament for a spin. Because now he's down there in the losers bracket. If he wants to win it, he's going to have to win through the losers bracket. Knocking out all these people who stand in his way. Anders, Neat, you name it, they're in front of him. Oh,
the game though, the game of the next round, Obrun, and it's a rematch, it's a repeat of what happened in London a little while back. But that is it from the commentary booth for this first round of games at the Champions League. For now, it's back over to Rachel, Mike, and Carl.
I like your salute there, Richard Buckley. I'll do it back to you. But Carl, I have a question to you about that Italian derby there. If it was Inter Milan, Obrun's team, taking on Juventus, their Hez's team, in real life, the stadium would have been absolutely rocking, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would have. And let me tell you a bit of more insight. All of us backstage, we were rocking in our little room as well, in that green room, because being able to watch that, having access to watching all of these games, this is what it's all about. The eChampions League. 8 of the best competitors taking each other on in Istanbul, all hoping to get their hands on this trophy right here. I mean, certainly I think these players have shown us in that first round of matches, they are not here to mess about.
They are not here to mess about. And talking of not messing about, we have a MasterCard moment of the match from Mike LaBelle. Mike, which games are coming from this time out?
It only seems right that we revisit that Anders showcase, and so many people ask, well, what skill moves do I need to learn? And it's all about the basics and mastering those. And we're going to look at a universal skill here. We're going to see a triple wall roll.
Bantu like-nya,
Just one, but then again, you reassess your options. You got the overlapping run, and then you find that extra angling. You see Ronaldinho in action, which makes you very happy. We're going to review it, but I want to show you the importance of these intangibles, knowing the angles, these foundational elements of FIFA. As you can just see what Anders is kind of thinking about, and he's able to pull players out of position. They're very fine margins, but at the pro level,
rencana kedepannya mau bikin konten rombak squad sih. Kalian setuju nggak, guys? Rombak squad FIFA Mobile.
So much, especially Anders being able to do those basics and get them right. I've got a question for the chat though, okay? What did you make of Anders' performance?
Cuma yang nggak semuanya aku jual, hanya beberapa aja buat nabung di UTS nantinya. Begitu.
Anders gets people talking. I've been watching the chat, I've been monitoring it. Everyone's talking about his performances. Doing those basics right there, it's working for him. Can he go on to win the tournament? I want to know. Let me know.
Unexpected goal fest as well. Obrun scored 4, Anders scored 6. So I'm expecting lots of goal in that next matchup as well. We're talking about lots of goals. Let's talk about top 5 moments from the first round as well. Let's see what we've got for you guys and see what we've got as well. We don't actually know. We're not privy to this before it happens. So it's pretty exciting for us as well. Second leg coming up. Where are we going first? This is number 5. Okay, Yilmaz. Umit. So, Umit's 4-3 up at the moment. Emre Yilmaz is trying to get back into this line.
And this is something that Umit's really well known for, triggering these center mid runs with Mr. Hullet there, of course, taking up space, pulling players out of position, the overlapping through ball or the over-the-top through ball, and then he's able to convert. He kind of gallops through the midfield.
And Kyle, let's look at this one. This is the Italian derby we're talking about. Obrun 2-1 over Hezes in that one.
I mean, it was so close, and Hez has been able to pull that back there, making it 2-2. That was one of the matches where you actually look at them and you think, I didn't know personally where it was going to go. It was a tight affair.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we'll stick with this match as well for our third one. This was 2 apiece here. Hez is on the ball. What can you do, Mike?
You can see this knockdown. And another thing that we saw from Hez a lot, where he was angling players, doesn't convert, but I like this approach to finding different ways to get into the space. It's a different way of being creative. We always talk about the skill moves, with these knockdowns and the overlapping runs, the support runs in the right place at the right times.
In it number 2, couldn't quite make it on the top step there. This is the match, wasn't it? The world champion taking on undefeated Emre Yilmaz. He's already running away with it. 5-3 there.
You talk about moments in games where you could maybe shift the momentum a little bit. Maybe that could have been it for Emre Yilmaz. Unfortunately, though, it didn't go his way.
Last one. This is our first moment of the match here. 5-1 Bergan. Kurtadilo. Oh, that was cheeky, wasn't it?
Walks around the goalkeeper.
I'm more interested in seeing the celebrations as well for what happens after it.
We have to get Andrew to celebrations. He plays FIFA the same way that I'm playing FIFA. I'm talking to myself.
Wait
Here
for
we
it.
go.
Oh,
Nothing.
That
under-delivered.
I thought we were getting something good there. Jose, you just called us out on stream. We thought he was going to do it proper.
Production was like, there's something coming. I was like, I don't remember that being the moment. But if you watch him play a bad interception or a misplay or a penalty kick or a call he doesn't agree with, and he's talking to himself, he's looking out to the crowd. I don't know who's answering him, but he's out there.
I guess, going back to the basics we talked about very quickly there with Anders, to be able to do that in the moment as well, Mike, I mean, it shows that he's got the basics, but he's thinking in the moment. He's being fluid as well, creating goals just like that.
And guys at home, if you are watching, he does give us good reactions. We're not lying. Come back. He will come off later on. Anyway, let's have a look at the bracket and see who unfortunately has already dropped out at this stage of the competition. So we are saying, aren't we, goodbye to Daniel, Seven and Kurta Dilo there. So we're now left with 6. Mike, Kyle, just take us through exactly what we're seeing. Kyle, I'll start with you at the top here.
I mean, now obviously you can see Ummet taking on Hezers, those two, another huge matchup. Winner of this one goes all the way through, remains undefeated in this top bracket, the upper bracket, to that grand final right there. The loser gets another chance, double elimination, as we know, and they drop down into the lower bracket where they'll meet, Mike.
Ooh. We've got Oberyn versus Vergain. That's a rematch that we saw that went in Oberyn's favor. And then you get the likes of Yilmaz.
Too. We're excited for that one.
That will be the mainstream matchup. I'm happy with that. And then you have Yilmaz and Nee. You can't go wrong here. We're into the final 6.
Guys, come back and join us. We're just getting started here in Istanbul. Those 8, though, have already gone down to 6. Come back and join us. Vergain taking on Oberyn on the big stage.
Jedanya ini cuma 31 menit guys, nggak kayak MPL anjir, jedanya lama itu. Saat ini nggak sambil ngapa-ngapain nggak bisa ini. Gitu.
Well, you guys are joining us for another massive matchup. Anders is back in the hot seat on centre stage. He's now taking on the Italian of Oberyn, who unfortunately has just come down to the lower bracket. If you're looking at them as well, in vision here on stage, you'll notice one big thing. Anders has got no coach. Oberyn, he has Hollywood, one of the biggest Italian streamers going. He's won like 1,000 matches in his career. He's a big dog sitting behind Oberyn there. Carl, the question I have for you about this matchup, we were talking about it off camera, saying if anyone can beat Anders, it's possibly the likes of Oberyn, who he's now matching up against. Do you believe we can see a bit of an upset here?
I actually do. I'm glad that Anders, you say he's in the hot seat, he's actually not here. I'm not sure where he is. He's still preparing for something. I don't know where he is right now, so you won't be able to hear me say this, but I think if there are a select few competitors that are here that could beat Anders. I think that Oberon could be one of those. I'm really interested to see Oberon coming onto this main stage right now. Anders has already settled in, he's already done it here as well. No coach though, so it'll be interesting once again to see how does Anders, maybe if he finds himself in a difficult position, how he assesses it, and maybe if he doesn't have an extra pair of eyes that can help him out, how he adapts to how Oberon's playing.
Yeah, and Oberon is like, we saw what he did last year in Copenhagen as well, Mike. You know, he was top 4. He says actually top 3 in the world there. So he's quality. We don't talk about him enough, but what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, and he's also won the E-Serie A, not this year, but the previous year. And my big takeaway in some of this is how many players or competitors actually have a positive record or even a neutral record against Anders. This is kind of one of those guys. And then I also think we should bring up mental momentum, because this is 5 minutes apart. That last game just ended. Anders had a big win. Oberon had a tough loss, and I'm sure that he expected to get by Hezers. It didn't happen, it was late, and he didn't even get another chance to kind of score. That was the say-all, be-all. We were all watching that together.
Yeah, if you're just joining, remember, so Vergang, he had a 6-2 win over Curtadilo on the big stage. That was the last goal there, 6-1. He's saying, Oberon here, saying, quieten down, I'm here. But he did, unfortunately, go 5-4 down to Hezers. His mate is Italian, a countryman here. So like Mike said, that was hard to take. And in quick succession, Mike, the match has come.
Again, on that, and also in Oberon's case in particular, he was ahead on multiple occasions. So Hezers forged that comeback. And he was, if anything, you could say that Oberon was more poised to go ahead and get the win and carry that momentum, carry that energy, see out a game. It didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that Anders has only just come onto the hot seat, onto the stage here, is that kind of mind games? The fact that he can take his time.
I think it got hotter on the
stage. This is like his first big international LAN here, with his first time at the Champions League, and he's really kind of strutting his stuff, showing that he means business, that no one's going to rush me. I'm going to go down, maybe have a little bit of break, then I'm going to come back here and just make Oberon wait for me. Mike has just thrown his pen across the stage. He does
It won't be the last thing I throw, I promise you. You put the camera here, things are going to go flying.
Anyway, let's just pause on that, because I think he's ready to go over to Liravel. We've got Ryan Pessoa and Gravison. And Grav, I have a quick question for you. Are you sweating watching Duck Sneak there, your teammate? How are you feeling?
I guess I'm sweating quite a bit, but yeah, lovely to be with you guys. How are you feeling, Leah?
Very, very good. Thank you so much, Rachel, Mike, and Kyle. Super excited to be here in Istanbul alongside Ryan and Grav. A lot of excitement in that last round, and we are here for the lower bracket quarterfinal with Anders and Oberon. Ryan, I'll come to you first. What do you expect from this next game?
It's difficult because, of course, we've got two players, different ends of the spectrum. One player's coming off a loss, one player coming off of
dari Twitter resmi, Jude Bellingham, here we go, sampai 2029. Masih nggak percaya.
What do you think, like
Tuh.
mental side of things? What do you think is happening right now?
Yeah, it's tough to say. Anders
Dari
is a bit of a loose cannon, to say
Twitter
the least. So it's
resminya
like,
Fabrizio Romano ya.
backing himself there with his interview,
Kita cek
with
Discord
Powers.
guys,
Like, he's in
ada
the
orang
loser
nggak
bracket,
guys?
so it's kind of hard to back against
Nggak ada
himself
orang
to
bos.
go the distance. On paper, you wouldn't say he's technically the favorite just because he's in the loser bracket. But if I'm being honest, playing against somebody that you've already played and already lost against could play against Anders.
Yeah, definitely. And let me talk, Leah, because he talked about the mental side of things, but I wanted to talk about the tactical side of things. And I think he's going to play 5 defenders at back, Oberon.
Yeah.
It worked really good for him because of the German crosses, the triggering of the runs. And I think he's got to do the same if he wants to beat Anders again.
Yeah.
Well, we will see. We are just about underway in this first leg of the lower bracket quarterfinal. Speaking a little bit about Oberon, I think we would say we can unanimously agree that potentially he's a little bit of a dark horse in this competition, as he was last year in top 4 in the FIFA E World Cup. I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily include him in conversations that he should be included in. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I mean, Ryan talked about him being one of the best players in the competition, and I think I'm not sure we talk about him that much, but I think that could change if potentially he knocks out Anders in this tournament. But yeah, I think Oberon also plays
Yang ditayangin Vergang mulu, cok.
really well
Kampret.
against Anders.
Apa
He's so
pengen
methodical
lihat
in the way he
gameplaynya
builds up,
Umut
in
loh.
the way he attacks, in the way he defends, and that's what, in my opinion, made him beat Anders in the winners bracket. But then you're playing your opponent in the losers bracket, anything can happen.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll be honest. I put Oberon down as my favorite coming into this competition. I know we also have Emre Yilmaz, who was unbeaten. We have, of course, Anders in the loser bracket now up against Oberon, the man himself. And of course, we have the world champion in Umut, but I just don't know. I associate Oberon, he's underappreciated, I'd say, in the FIFA scene. I think he goes under the radar a lot, and I think if there's somebody that can knock Anders out of this competition, it's definitely he's got the ability to do it.
Well, we are underway here in Istanbul between the two that have faced off before in the knockout stages in London. You guys talked about how you would feel in a pro player situation like yourselves. Obviously, Oberon had given Anders his first defeat. So do you think that he's coming into this game with confidence?
Yeah, definitely. He's coming with confidence, but I think both of them are coming with confidence.
Yeah.
You see, look at Anders, the way he plays, the way he carries himself when he's walking throughout the green room and here on the stage and everything. He carries himself with confidence. But then, do you remember last year, both the players who reached the semi-final of the winner bracket and lost?
Yeah. They ended
were, both of them, Predator and Umut.
Yep, eliminated
in a minute.
Straight away. Yeah, 2 losses in a row, and I think it's going to be tough for Oberon to bounce back after that loss again against a fellow Italian player as well in Hez. It was a really close game. It could have gone either way, but again, he didn't really show too much emotion. He was already set up, ready for the next game on stage, while Anders was getting prepared. So maybe he's already bounced back mentally. He's got Hollywood behind him, giving him the know-how and how he can bounce back from the game. But as we said, Anders is coming in on a high, and Oberon is on a low. So that could play into the game again a lot more, and it could mean that maybe the advantage is slightly in Anders' favour in terms of mental momentum anyway coming into it. But again, they've played already, so it's really hard to say which way it could go.
Yeah, and especially when you're in the semi-final of the winner bracket, you see that playoff spot, you see that top three,
exactly.
just like a feet away.
Yeah.
But then in the second, you're in the losers bracket, and you're playing against a player who's hungry.
Yeah.
So it's just 50 minutes, 30 minutes, all changes.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said, that playoff spot is massively important getting into that spot. And I think it's going to be tough for Oberon because he was sort of, as you said, in touching distance. When you're in the winners bracket, you're basically a game or 2 games away from solidifying that playoff spot, as we are able to take a look at some of Anders' results.
Taking a quick look at Anders' road to the final. Obviously, 1 loss and several wins. This sets him up for a lot of success. The loss dropping him to the lower bracket, which he still remains in. Is this what we expected from the Danish Wonder Kid?
I mean, the bracket run is amazing. Yeah, look at the names. I mean,
I didn't even realize it was that.
Antonio Radelja, Montaxer, then beating Danny Pitbull twice, one in the Swiss format, then in the knockouts. I mean, his run has been amazing.
Yeah, he's even beaten the previous, the holder of the eChampions League, Nicholas, to get here, knocks him out as well. And Oberon's record there has been fantastic as well. He's of course coming into it. Was in the winners bracket, so he was unbeaten in the knockout stage, but his first loss did come earlier on against Hezes.
I mean, only 2 losses, or 1 loss less situation.
23 langsung di YouTube, di bio Facebook ya
guys
ya.
Say when in the Swiss format, when you reach that 3-0, doesn't really matter if you lose some matches because you're already qualified. But if you are there, I mean, 5-0, it's just like a pin, you know? It's just like a pin.
It's like the fear factor a little bit onto it because, as we said, Emre Yilmaz and Anders were the only players that were 5-0, and they both, of course, have lost the game in this knockout format. Of course, Anders started in the loser bracket. Emre Yilmaz in the winners bracket as well. Well, was in the winners bracket, losing a game. So there's so many names and so many big players that could. And you're 7 as well.
I'm sweating.
So there's so many players that could go the distance.
Obviously, 2 have left us in Istanbul already. Being eliminated in that first round, we will
langsung
go home
menuju ke
as
match
this is an elimination
berikutnya,
match.
pertandingan
Apologies for the
berikutnya
technical
ya
difficulties,
guys
but
ya.
we are back underway in the first leg of this lower bracket quarterfinal.
And I want to ask you, Ryan, because we've seen the right back position in this tournament might be the toughest position to put a player in because we don't have much. We've seen Yaya Touré, we've seen Valverde, we've seen Coit in the last match.
Yeah.
What would you go to?
I think I'd use Ginola.
Ginola?
Yeah, I genuinely use my homer anyway in the right wing back position. We see Oberon pushing forward with the player locks. I think that's just offside there as he tries to play it forward. But as you said, the right wing back or the right back position, definitely the most contested position. I think everyone now sort of has the staple in the team with Arnan Ronaldo, Ruud Gullit, Ronaldinho as well.
We talked a little bit about the confidence that Oberon might have coming into this game, having a chance here. Great timed, but just a little deflection out for a corner for Anders. Both looking relatively dangerous in the first 10 minutes.
Especially Anders. especially Anders, because you cannot catch a breath when you're playing against Anders.
Yeah.
And if you fall into his rhythm of play, you're lost.
Have you both played against him?
Yep. Well, I have.
played, yeah. We won't talk about this the score. But Anders is unbelievable. We were speaking actually earlier on about his record in for Champions and his streaks. Of course, his performances in FIFA 21 with his step overs, being able to utilize those mechanics in and around the area. He doesn't really do too many skill moves. It's normally just a reverse elastico or a step over, as we see him building up here again. But good defending from Oberon.
That's what makes him, for me, the best mechanical player. He just ball rolls, he just runs like this, and then he just does step overs. But if you do just 3 things and you do them as perfect as he does,
yeah, exactly.
We'll run through here with Fede Valverde, but can he find the space? Is he going to take a shot? Look for some space. First time shot by Rudholit, but deflected and defended well by Anders. We talked a little bit about Oberon's confidence coming into this game, having won his last matchup against Anders, but how do you think Anders is feeling? We talked about it a little bit, coming off of a win, but do you think that knowing that he was defeated by his opponent previously in this competition, do you think that gives him any type of feelings coming into this match?
I think it'll give a little bit of confidence for Oberon, just because, again, he's playing somebody he's defeated by a reverse
through, quick.
Oof.
Woo. Reverse Elastico through the shot with Ronaldinho. Anders leading 1-0 against Oberon.
and I'm not sure because we don't know the way Anders thinks, but I think he considers himself the best player in the world.
Yeah.
And he's right of
Yuk, nobar yuk, guys. Langsung di YouTube. Klik link di bio ya. Thank you.
Exactly. You know, like I'm gonna beat you now.
Yeah, exactly. We saw that with the reverse elastico. Honestly, almost a carbon copy of some of the previous goals he's already scored in this tournament so far. He takes the lead. It's been a bright start for him, getting in the area a couple of times. Similar to Oberon as well, who had a similar chance as well.
Taking a look at the game between Hezers and Umit in the upper bracket. This is a live match, so we are seeing these two face off head to head. Umit obviously being the reigning world champion. Hezers having won against Oberon in the Italian derby. The two obviously being very good friends as well. Expectations for that one?
That's a huge match because whoever wins that match first wins the winner bracket and then got an advantage in the final. So that's huge.
Actually, a chance here. An interesting shot, but safe.
Yeah, as you were saying, just having that safety blanket of being in the winner bracket final, the grand final, knowing that you only need to win 1 out of 2 potentially. You can sort of afford to lose that first matchup against the winner of the loser bracket run. And if it is
Wah, sinyal. Sinyalnya,
it
guys.
could actually be a Red Bull Leipzig final with the two teammates in Verjgang and of course, Verjgang would have to win all of his games to get to that grand final spot.
That'd be quite the story, wouldn't it?
Wah, sumpah.
Yeah. I mean, it can happen. Definitely can happen.
Oberon on the attack here. He's got a little bit of space.
Oh.
Ronaldinho and a goal. He ties it 1-1. Light work.
Bentar guys, aku
Unbelievable.
I mean, the timing. Not even like the mechanical way of doing things, but the timing was perfect.
Yeah.
The composure, and then the step over into the left side. Whoa, that was something else.
Yeah, Anders isn't happy about that conceding. He feels if maybe he gave away the chances a little bit too easy there in the box. But yeah, that's
Would want to have scored that before halftime to make everything all square. And this is what we want. We want a storyline game in a big final like this one.
I think the first player we saw doing the step over into the body feint was Paulo Neto in the MLS.
Yeah.
Really, really good because it just changed the direction.
A goal from Umit. 1-0 over Hezers. As it stands, Umit is going to the grand final.
I mean, we got a double Red Bull Leipzig goal in a second.
perfect timing there for Anders.
Telepathic.
With the shush celebration as well. Manages to take the lead in this game again now. 2 goals over and he's shushing the crowd as well. He's smiling. He loves it. He's box office, honestly. His celebrations are perfect. He's not afraid to show his emotion. and express his personality on stage.
Are you guys theatric on stage or no?
Nah, not at all. It's weird that he sort of has the limelight, even though. Of course, being a teammate with Umut, who is the what expressive he is and how good he is, of course.
Obrun not looking to let that goal affect him any at all. He's on the attack here with Brudholit. Not able to find the man though, and intercepted well by Anders.
And I gotta tell you, what you asked about before, Leah, I think you cannot fake confidence and character.
Yeah.
Like, if we're chill players, we couldn't be shushing and everything because it could look fake.
Yeah.
But you know, Anders,
that's just how he is.
He
That's
is
just
like
him.
that.
Yeah, that's him. We saw it on his famous, of course, unbeaten run in FUT Champions. He had a target on his back from a very young age with the unbeaten streak. As he pushes forward again here, Leah, but it was a great interception from Obrun. But we saw the score lines on the screen as well. I was just about to mention this game. Emre Yilmaz up against Ducks Lee.
A chance here from Emre Yilmaz, and saved. Great goalkeeper movement, but a rebound and a deflection. Emre Yilmaz takes the lead over Ducks Neat. Sorry, Grav.
yeah, I mean, if we're honest, that should have been a goal in the first game. So.
And that is halftime between Obrun and Anders. Anders leading 2-1. I think probably what we expected from this matchup, even relatively.
Yeah, that's what we expect in a match like this. You expect Obrun to be defensively precise, but I mean, you're playing against Anders, and Anders is doing the step overs. He's attacking you when you're going up with the fullbacks. So yeah, he's getting into it.
Yeah, exactly. We're able to have some of the polls on the screen, able to look at some of the statistics as well from the voting. And you can take it that unanimously, people anticipating Anders to win the eChampions League today. He's one of the favourites to win this competition. And rightly so, as I said, only losing one game in this competition so far. And again, it's up against the player he's playing now to be eager to redeem himself. And he's been playing perfectly so far to try and just get that revenge.
But Neat second with 37%. That's not a bad result, huh?
Not at all. What's a bad result? It's Obrun with 0%. He didn't even count your vote. I mean, Ryan.
Hopefully he doesn't hear us.
I will vote Obrun as well, eh? Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm with Ryan.
100%. That's what you're going with? That's your vote?
Venga, I'm going with Obrun, yeah.
Okay. I guess we will see. We are back in the second half of the first leg in this lower bracket quarterfinal. Again, Anders leading 2-1.
That run there, Gravison, that's the one that we look towards. Just a triggered run from the centre mid with Brudholit there. He's dominant in the air. He's got the pace to get him behind and finishing when he gets in on goal, but just that block stopped it from being an almost guaranteed chance.
Yeah, and when I talk about the way of beating Anders, I talk about being methodical. And being methodical in FIFA for me means 3 things. First, triggering runs, as we saw. Second, German crosses. And third, not losing the ball when you're building up. If you do that precisely, you had a fair chance of beating Anders.
He got a great chance to score a lot of goals. See the step over into space, well defended from Anders again.
I always look at what goes into, you talk about triggered runs and you talk about all these things that go into being a competitive FIFA player rather. And after these events, I always go home and I always go play my FUT Champs and realize actually how difficult it is, or maybe how bad I am, but
bit of both.
maybe a little bit. Maybe a little both. The chance here saved well by Van der Sar. Anders again with the trash talk. We love to see it. Would that trigger you? Would that send you over the edge mentally on a big stage like this?
I'll try and answer that after this attack. But as if, it's good defending there from Obrun. I don't know. I think it would.
Yeah, it would,
honest,
huh?
I think it would.
That's a great chance.
Obrun, a great ball. Brudholit has some space. Is he going to first time it? Is he going to find some space across the box? Defended well and read very well by Anders.
And he didn't fall for it.
No.
Yeah, the fake player lock, he didn't fall for it. And he didn't fall for the power shot either. Yeah.
Because if maybe done a little bit too much. We saw that chance for Anders against Ketadalo, his 5th goal, where he's in behind. It wasn't a perfect angle to shoot from, but just green timing it across goal. gives yourself the best chance to score. And this gets the ball back again, but great defending from Auburn again.
And this is what I said. You cannot afford. Whoa! You cannot afford for you to do like I don't know, a mistake when you're beating up against Anders, as Auburn is doing again and again and again.
Yeah, and he's got away with it twice now. I said we always say Anders is like the green machine in front of goal. Always green times everything, but twice there didn't manage to do so. But you don't want to give him the third time.
You mentioned, Graham, but that one of the most important things in the build-up was not giving away possession. Do you think that affects Obrun in any type of way, or do you think he will manage to maintain his composure when he's attacking?
I mean, you know, when you have, this is a good chance for Alawaran.
Alawaran with 99 pace, he is in behind, doesn't have many bodies in the box, defended well by Obrun, and we can hear the theatrics from Anders as well.
That's a great pass. But yeah, I like how you call him the green machine, because he's that.
Genuinely. When I played against him, just one little sniff, any angle, if he's able to just get the shot off goal, you don't move the keeper, or he seems to find a way to hit the back of the net.
What was the score then? Go on.
Yeah, so on to our other game.
But I'm going to talk about my score. I don't mind. I played against him in FGS 3 and FGS 5. In FGS 3, I lost against him 1-3. And then in FGS 5, I lost against him 6-7.
Okay.
And what amazes me and what I really like about Anders, he's genuine in a way. so I was at the lobby on Tuesday, and I was talking with Umut and the players. And I actually said, Umut, you know, I played against Anders a few weeks ago. And he was like, oh, he looked at Anders. Anders, is Graverson a good player? And I looked at him, and he looked at my eyes. He said, no, he's not. And I was like, oh, man, that's hard. You just break my heart. Yeah, but he's genuine. The way he plays, the way he talks. And we appreciate that in the FIFA community. But that was a bit harsh. He broke my heart.
Ryan, go on.
I'm not saying.
Come on,
it's an exhibition match.
Come on.
Just doing it for the cameras, you know.
If it makes you feel any better, if he beat you like that, he would beat me by multiples of 10. So
65.
You think so? All right then. Cheers. Got a chance here from over on the power shot. Not quite what he was looking for. You can see that in his expression.
I think we could see potentially someone capitalizing on the double triangle when he pulls the keeper out.
Yeah,
maybe a power shot in the first post.
Taking a look at the matchup between Emre Yilmaz and Neat. This is live. Neat on the attack at the moment.
Guys, kita lanjut lagi ya guys ya.
Emre Yilmaz obviously losing his last match, his first of the tournament to drop to the lower bracket. We potentially have a goal here from Obrun, and we do. Obrun ties the scoreline 2-2. Anders is clapping. Hollywood is pointing to his
Wanjay,
head.
taunting lagi guys.
Both teams have theatrics, and another goal in the Neat versus Emre Yilmaz game. Yilmaz leading 3-1 now.
Did you see that? That was crazy from Ronaldinho. Lob through pass into, let's see, lob through pass into this beautiful. That's a fantastic crazy goal. Yeah.
I think that's another key factor of just creating chances in the area. Of course, playing it on the ball, simple driven passes to the strikers is very effective, but also triggering the runs, just a little L1 triangle over the top of the defensive line. Always seems to find a way to create a chance. But Emre Yilmaz bouncing back from that loss, of course, being undefeated in the whole tournament so far, and then getting that first loss of the day up against Umut. So he needed to bounce back, and of course he's bouncing back against your compatriot in Neat as well.
Grav, I'll ask you, in previous matches with Neat that we've seen him come back from deficits several times. Do you think this is one of those situations?
I mean, he could do it, but I think Emre is kind of a possession master, control master. So I think if he wants to calm it down, he could do it. It's gonna be hard for Neat, but yeah. We didn't see this, actually.
We didn't see this, but Anders is now leading 3-2. A quick comeback from the Danish wonder kid. The mental is there for him, huh?
Yeah.
It really is not fake.
Fair gang.
Wait, didn't even see the goal.
No, we just saw Anders Soshin at the crowd. That's what we saw.
I just realized.
I mean,
Tuh ya, yang nggak percaya nih.
Kickoff.
Dari Fabrizio Romano di Instagram. Tuh, Jude Bellingham.
Might see, yeah, we're seeing the replay. Oh, you cannot afford to do that mistake. Oh, the green machine.
And the shush came out as well. That's what it was for.
Taunting lagi dong.
Okay, it makes more sense now as we tick towards the final moments of this game, Leah. There's going to be one last attack if he keeps it in play.
Anders looking to keep possession for this last attack. He doesn't. Obra might have the attack if he can get it quick enough, but he doesn't. Anders leading this first leg 3-2, but also
Taunting
We're
lagi.
talking about this backstage, how you cannot afford to do a mistake against Anders.
Yeah.
And that was
Hari-hari taunting.
It was. And
the offside trap.
is tricky.
Yeah.
It's a tough goal to concede because, of course, with FIFA, you kind of have to offside trap. You need to bring your defensive line forward to try and press high up. And I think sometimes in those moments where
Gak ada orang di Discordnya ya guys ya.
those and Trevellas, those are the two.
Oh,
Where it's an easy goal. You've basically just given your opposition a gateway back into the game. And against Anders, he's going to take it.
Well, you guys, that is all for the first leg. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be back shortly to kick off our second leg in the lower bracket quarterfinal. Don't go anywhere.
Satu menit jedanya 1 menit.
Football transcends all languages and unifies us, and that's what the UCL Global Native Jersey stands for, as it features the term football on the official UEFA Champions League store by scanning this QR code. We launch on April the 25th. At the same time, you can pick up the digital edition on the EA Sports FIFA 23 Ultimate Team. Of course, use the hashtag Global Native to unite with other fans of the beautiful game. You got your jersey yet, Kyle?
No, not yet. It must have got lost in the post.
Same, guys. So anyway, we'll leave that there. I want to go through, like I told you, the stages of Anders Vergang and his celebrations. We saw them all in full force out there. Kyle, take us through them.
I mean, you were talking that he was going to be reacting. We didn't get any of them, and then all of a sudden, bam, he starts with the clapping, all right. Gets built up, okay. Then Rachel, next. Oh, too much talking. Don't be doing any of that. I'm scoring goals against you. What? Carrying on the talking.
Dapat mimpi yang sempurna.
And then he stops them from talking. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I can't hear you anymore. I'm scoring goals against you, doing what I do best. You promised us celebrations. He delivered.
You can hear us. We do love you, Anders. You're awesome. Let's see how he gets on, obviously taking the lead at the moment on the centre stage in his second matchup against Oberon, of course. Right, let's have a look then at the top 3 moments from that first leg in match number 2. Let's see what they are. Top 3 coming in hot. First leg. Kyle, where are we going? This is a surprise for us.
Well, third one. Let's have a look. Hezes against Umit. A huge matchup up there. And, I mean, for this one. What a goal that was. Hezes taking the lead 2-1 in that matchup. Did anyone expect it? I didn't. Did this man expect it? Mike LaBelle?
Late to the party. Late to the party. I was on the stream. I was doing the watch along. We had a lot of things happening. You got Ginola on the ball. One of my favorite fullbacks now. He's been converted for some of these teams, some of these players. See him working, looking for some.
Oh, here we go. So it's the and it's the Yilmaz matchup, but that was obviously in the lower bracket here. Yilmaz is undefeated. He takes the second goal there with a rude hullet on the right of the foot to get 2-0 there. Then this is the last one. This is our favourite moment so far. This is Hezes and Umit. This is match number 1 here.
Yes, looking at it again, going back to this one, again, we saw the goal in a previous moment from Hezes. He managed to score, making it 2-1. Not that time. Umit back in it. Mike LaBelle, here you go. Result in our first leg. What do you make of that?
I've been entertained. I was there reacting. He got Umit down.
Anjir, Umut kalah dong.
But shout out to Hezes. Well
di leg pertama, guys.
Competitive with Bergame. You said there's going to be goals. There are goals. And then you got the likes of Yilmaz leading against Need, and I can't wait for leg 2. I'm ready.
1 goal in each of those matches. There's nothing pretty much to separate them. We also
Umut kalah, guys.
1 goal going into second leg. That's as close as you like. Are we going to see some upsets, Mike, in this one?
I think it's very possible, and I'm just going to say this. This is something that I love about this tournament. Once you get to the final 8, every single round, you're eliminating someone, and you're also getting a little more bankroll, and you're 1 step closer to taking home eChampions League glory. You're going to get that trophy that's next to us. It's gorgeous, it's pretty, it's shiny, and it's heavy. I tried to pick it up, it didn't work for me.
He's not allowed to pick it up because he's neither a real-time Champions League winner or an ECL Champions League winner. Let's go to the casters because Mike's not liking me tonight, is he? I've shot him down twice. Right, Leah, Ryan, and Grav. I like you 3 though. Are you guys okay over there?
Thank you so much, Rachel. I love that you're channeling your inner Kate Abdo. We love to see that here at the ECL final in Istanbul. Lots of expectations in this second leg. What do you expect from all of them?
Hopefully more goals, to say the least. We also might get cooked over there because of the holes. But yeah, it's been a great affair. All of the matches going on. I think probably, I wouldn't say an upset, but Hezes leading Umut after the first leg. Wouldn't have expected it. But Hezes is unbelievable, of course. But Umut being the world champion, you probably expect him to come up victorious in that game. And he, of course, still can come back.
It's surprising, but Hezes, as you just said, is the kind of player who can beat anyone. So that's what we're seeing. We saw it against Obrun, we're seeing against Umut, but then still second leg play.
Mike mentioned that when you get to this level, when you get to top 8, is there really any underdogs at that point or upsets at that point, or is everyone kind of deserved a spot in the top 8?
Yeah, everyone deserves it, without saying. Of course, being able to get into the top 8 is definitely not easy. So being able to show your talent and secure a spot. I thought that pass was going to make it through. Secure a spot in the final 8. This meant she was one of the best players in Europe.
Kita lanjut ke match berikutnya ya guys ya.
Quarterfinal. Anders Vergang leading 3 goals to 2. A potential chance there from Obrun. He gets the deflection and equalizes 3-3 apiece.
I'm telling you, that was lucky in a way. That was lucky, and we see Anders clapping. But the pass was amazing.
Incredible, yeah.
The pass was amazing, and the way he triggered run was amazing as well. And we're seeing that from the Italian players because we saw that from Hezes as well.
Apa lawan apa ini?
Triggered run where you always have to pay attention to it, but always seems to find a way
lawan
to
Obrun.
get through there. Sort of deserved the goal initially with
Obrun
in front of goal there, but it was a good save, and of course a bit of fortune to fall back for an easy goal. And Leah's right back into the game. It's a great start for Obrun. It's a perfect start, and he couldn't have asked for more coming into the second leg.
100%. I think all of these matchups, all 3 at the moment are all close in scoreline, and I think it could go any way. And these are both your predictions for Obrun to go through. Would you consider that an upset for Anders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it isn't a debate. You expect Anders to win this tournament, not this match, this tournament, because he's one of the best players in the world. But he's playing against Obrun. He's playing against Emre. He's playing against Ketrudailo. He's playing against the top level of FIFA in the world, the top of the food chain. And you still expect Anders to win.
Well, Anders looking to come out ahead. Defended well by Obrun. Could have been a potential penalty there.
Yeah.
I'm sure Anders won't be happy with that one.
I think one of the hardest parts for Anders coming into it is just knowing that when you're in the loser bracket, you genuinely have to win every single game in order to get your hands on the trophy. So there's no room for error as he pushes in on goal here. Green time, bit of fortune again.
An unlucky
Okay.
perhaps deflection there from Obrun.
Selebrasi lagi dong. Kebobolan masih selebrasi. Tutup liga gak tuh? Vergang. Bocil.
Knowing that, you know, in knockouts you had lost previously to your opponent, would you change anything? How would you feel?
I wouldn't change anything because pretty much
Bocil.
4-4-2 works out for him well. You should keep using it. So it's more being prepared mentally and not being intimidated by your opponent beating you before.
Oke, Tori yang Cap de Villa.
Pretty much never.
Pasti lo, mesti lo gini.
A look at the matchup between
Umut kalah
Umut
dong.
and Hezers leading 2 goals to 1. I believe we are looking at a live
Wah,
game here.
masa Bocil yang melaju gas, Umut pulang. Iya deng. Leg kedua ini kalau kalah pulang ini guys.
It's beautiful from Anders.
The ball
Vergang.
roll, man. I don't know what's more beautiful, the ball or the shush.
Selebrasi lagi tuh.
Just time to perfection in a goal there, of course. Trying to watch both goals. He smiles there, looking into the crowd and the camera, knowing that he's got a 2-goal cushion now against Obrun. And he restores his lead again. Of course, Obrun scoring early on to make it 3-3 in aggregate. It's now 5 goals to 3 for Anders.
Coba kalian ikut turnamen FIFA Mobile lah guys. Kalian cosplay jadi Vergang, sekali ngegolin gini. Kalau nggak gitu, gini, tutup telinga. Kalau gitu gini. Anjing cok.
Obrun with the chance here. Easy goal from Obrun and his coach Hollywood. He's upset with that, but we're not quite all square, but we now have a 1-goal deficit.
Do you know what's funny? Is that his sarcastic applause is kind of making the crowd applause as well.
Lucu guys, Bocil itu guys.
It's amazing.
Dia itu masih umur 17 tahun pak. Bocil Vergang itu.
Composure with FIFA at all.
It happens to the best of us as well, so don't worry, Leah.
Masih 17 tahun itu.
What amazes me about
Soalnya aku udah ngikuti udah lama sih ya. Ngikutinya udah lama soalnya.
Against a player who's playing 4 at the back or 5 at the back, he plays the same.
Yeah, genuinely, it's crazy. Doesn't change. He makes the opponent adapt to him. I think that just showcases his ability as we're able to see Hezers and and that's a goal again. Slice of fortune for Hezers, but he's up now. 1-0 in the second leg, 3-1 up on aggregate against
Kebobolan
that would,
lagi
of
dong.
course, if it stays like that, that would mean Hezers will be the win into the grand final through the winners bracket.
Ini apa namanya dari region Eropa guys ya, FIFA konsol yang siapa Champions League ini. Jadi per region itu ada sendiri. Kemarin itu kayak Libertadores, CONMEBOL. Jadi yang setauku ya tahun Champions League tahun ini tuh diambil dari 4 besar dari masing-masing liga top Eropa. 4 besarnya. Jadi La Liga itu ngeluarin 4 tim, Bundesliga e-sport itu ngeluarin 4 tim, Liga Inggris 4 tim gitu. Eredivisie contohnya yang lolos ke Liga Champions itu ya timnya Ruud Gullit itu. Tim Gullit namanya. Tim Gullit. Manchester City ada e-sportnya juga gitu. Hamburger SV juga ada, Barcelona e-sport juga ada gitu. Kalau timnya Vergang ini Red Bull apa gitu lupa, Red Bull Leipzig kalau nggak salah gitu. Kalau nggak Leipzig, Salzburg sih itu sih.
That's why I'm here and not sat down over there. You know? That's why you are here.
Red Bull.
That was a sort of a trademark attack there where you see the triggered run at the back post.
Itu aku exit nggak tahu ya guys ya, dari liga mana aku nggak tahu.
How aggressive Anders is with the goalkeeper movement. Could it get to the ball in time?
The thing is, you're defending the player who has the ball, so you cannot focus on the trigger run. But if you don't focus on it, it's gonna pass like this again.
Another great over-the-top ball there. Yaya Toure in the box, but defended well from Anders as we approach halftime between these two. Anders looking to waste all the time and go straight into halftime.
Okay, half time.
Between Obrun and Anders, one leg left, or one half left rather, in this second leg. One continues in the lower bracket and one goes home. Any predictions at this point?
I'm sitting on the fence. It's down to you two to make predictions, because I seem to make predictions and get them wrong every time. So I'm standing back for this one.
I think Obrun can make a comeback. I think so. I think he can. That's my prediction. So Ryan didn't say anything, but I'm
What's your prediction? Yeah, we need your prediction. You're the one always asking us.
I love an underdog story. I think they could both potentially be. We've not seen, we know the potential of Anders, and we know how good he is, but we've not seen him in a competition of this caliber, obviously, given as it's his debut in the eChampions League. It's his first big LAN event, as he's been too young to compete previously. I think both would be a great story. Both would be really cool.
Oke, kita lanjut di babak kedua guys ya.
We'll see what happens.
Nah,
Taking a look
mana
at
ini?
the matchups between Omid and
EA.
Hazers and Emre Yilmaz and Neat. These two are both
Astaga,
live.
EA.
Emre Yilmaz leading Neat 4 goals to 2 on aggregate.
Yeah, we saw Need having a clear chance over there. He's losing 4-2
gini dong.
at the moment, but he's still alive. Everyone's alive in this tournament at the moment. And then in the winners bracket final, Hazards was leading still.
That's a good result for Hazards.
I mean,
yang dari level Leipzig itu Umut guys.
I would love
Ini
to
timnya
love the
sama
winners
itu.
bracket someday.
Siapa
There's a
Vergam?
chance here with Ronaldinho. Read well by Obrun.
Satu tim itu.
Taking his time to build out from the back.
Emre
Making
Yilmaz.
sure he has the space to not give away possession another time.
Capdevila,
And a good ball.
Valverde.
He's using the player lock, finding the
Lucio.
space inside. Ronaldinho can't quite find R9.
That looked like the penalty and a red card. Oh, nice touch.
Dilihat-lihat dari FIFA konsol GG sih guys, Capdevila ini guys. Cuma ya kalau aku suruh jual Al-Owairan aku nggak mau ya. Itu player yang aku incer dari selama aku main FIFA Mobile dulu ya. Aku berharap keluar di FIFA Mobile baru terwujud FIFA Mobile sekarang. Al-Owairan itu. Capdevila.
And just progressing in towards the byline to create that pass across the goal opportunity. He's done it a few times, but again, he's always creating chances, similarly to Hazers with the first time flicks over the top.
Yeah, and it worked out against good against Anders in the winners bracket, because I remember a couple of fake player locks goals, and it comes to a point where you don't know if he's faking it or not, as he did now. He kind of did it to fake it, but then he had a good chance to do it. And Obrun has to be a little bit careful with the offside traps. Do you agree, Ryan?
Absolutely, yeah. Because of course, being punished by and stung already in this game from a mistake, and I don't want that situation to happen again. You want to sort of learn from those mistakes. But as I said, you sort of have to play a lot.
Masih diumpan
I feel
kepada
like you have
Al-Owairan, dipotong saja oleh Ronaldinho
to
tadi.
offside trap in order to push your defensive line up.
Dipotong Capdevila, diberikan bola kepada
An even
Al-Owairan,
contested game here
mengirim
between the
bola
two of
Al-Owairan.
them. As a reminder, the loser of this
Dipotong
game
guys
is
ya,
eliminated
umpan
from the
umpannya.
eChampions League.
Nah, langsung umpan terobosan kepada R9, dipotong saja oleh Fofana, diberikan kepada Gullit dan R9. Umpan lambung kepada Al-Owairan.
Anders very well in his counter-attack there.
Taurea ya, Gullit. R9.
I say this so many times, but it's
Siapa tadi
crazy
itu?
to me. You guys
Ginola
talk a
ya?
lot about player
Ronald-
lock and
Ronaldinho.
just offside for Ronaldinho there. You guys talk a lot about player
Capdevila
locks
umpan
and
membelah samudra.
like fake power shots and fake shot
Taurea ya,
this and fake shot that, and
Fofana,
I think it's wild to
Valverde.
think as a more potential casual player
Gullit,
how much actually goes
Taurea
into
ya.
competitive FIFA and how much the casual player, I'm doing air quotes, might think they know about FIFA when in reality there's
There's a lot that goes into
so much more.
I mean, in this Obrun play, he triggered the run with
Oh,
the
yeah,
left
that's
back, then with the right back, then with the
Leipzig,
midfielder,
yeah.
and you just see
Red
like
Bull
players
Leipzig.
running.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
but to do that mechanically and not miss one single run,
Honestly, my left centre back's flying forward backs. I'm having to restart the attack, bringing him back in defence because it's hard to trigger the right player sometimes. And See the pause cue there. Last 20 minutes, we even saw a little bit of a press there from Oberon to try and get back into the game. So able to take a look at the other game going on in the winners bracket final. Umut, the world champion, up against Hezes. He's down 5 goals to 3. He's got a chance here. Green tile. And what a way to get back into this game. He joined at the perfect time. Top corner, edge of the box, Travella. And Leo's right back into the game.
You think we see a comeback in this one? That would be a rough lead to concede for Hezers at this moment.
Yeah, of course. He was up by 2 twice now, but again, it's
e-sportnya jalan tuh guys, setiap tim itu di Eropa sana itu. Kemarin sih aku lupa ya, nggak nge-live-in Libertadores sama La Liga, seru itu.
And you're like, I had this in my hands, and now I'm losing for 3 goals.
Both matchups
Oberon
between
2000 ini kalau nggak salah Manchester City kalau nggak salah
in
guys.
the winners bracket,
Kalau nggak salah lo ya.
and Anders and Oberon in the losers
Itu
bracket.
Manchester
One makes
City.
it to the grand final. Could be Anders here, looking for the finesse in that green time shot from Ronaldinho.
Tried to be fancy there.
Cheeky.
I think he tried the Trivella.
Yeah, I know. He tried the Trivella, but
we'll say he tried to get fancy.
Almost led from a mistake as well from Oberon, just trying to transition there, giving the ball away. Just look at the triggered runs there. Pay attention to Ginola in behind. He's onside.
Got a lot of space there with
Apakah
Ginola, but can he capitalize
sampai adu
on this
penalti, guys?
opportunity? He's got some space.
Oh! I mean the composure from Auburn, that was amazing. That was so
Itu peluang
unlucky.
besar loh tadi itu.
And just pointing to his head there. Wow, that was it. I thought the chance was almost a guaranteed goal there in behind. As soon as you trigger the run there, I just thought it was guaranteed.
Yeah, and
guaranteed.
Then poor control, poor touch, but then, wow, not again.
Meanwhile, in the matchup between Umut and Hezers in the winners bracket, it looks like exactly what we said might have happened with Hezers coming back and getting another goal. Or perhaps this could be live, but I don't think we've seen the last of goals between these two.
Maybe a corner.
On the left side of your screen, we have our lower bracket game between Oberon and Anders. Oberon on the attack with a goal.
No, that's unreal. I'll be honest.
The composure's wild.
Sampai adu penalti kah?
I don't care. That's unbelievable. I don't even think that one's
Anjir, di respect.
That is a beautiful goal. I know it's from a corner and it's very easy to concede from. Doesn't matter. That's an unbelievable goal.
Simple pass into a simple pass into a simple pass, and then you find yourself with just a tap in.
Open goal.
And that's extremely hard to do.
Yeah, it's beautiful. He scored 3 goals like that already. Just intricate, quick, snappy passes in the area. Sort of knows the final destination of his last pass before he's got there, of course, just mapping out his attack before he's reached that stage. And it's a great way to get back into the game. And it came again moments after that chance from Anders when he had it with Ronaldinho. Accidentally tried to Trivella it into the corner, and it done a flare shot with Ronaldinho. But again, Anders could definitely still score again.
Let me ask you a silly question. After this is another live match between both Umut and Hezers and Emre Yilmaz versus
yang lawannya
Emre
Emre
Yilmaz
Yilmaz.
still leading 4 goals to 2 on aggregate. Hezers leading 5 goals to 4 on aggregate. The goal we saw from Umut not long ago closed that gap between the two. Umut on the counter-attack here, but Hezers
Udah selesai kah? Vergang.
closed in his defensive line. Potential chance here from Neat.
Game's on.
Game is on.
And remember, the player who loses in this match, Bergen and Auburn, is eliminated. And as well, the player between Neat and Emre Yilmaz, who loses, is also eliminated from the tournament.
Chance here from Anders.
Oh, nice defending.
A couple deflections there from Oberon, but great defending in the end. My question was, and it might be silly because I think it's obvious.
Agregatnya 5 sama guys. Seru ini guys.
Oh my goodness, I thought he caught the bait.
Anjir.
He's looking for the space here. Not quite what he was looking for as it's tied 5-5 as it stands. We are going to extra time in this match. Anders wanting to keep possession for last attack, but loses it back to Oberon. Oberon looking to be patient in this last attack.
I'm sure your question was going to be interesting, but they're not not letting you ask it.
Maybe it's a sign.
I think these moments as a player are the scariest ones when you're defending, even attacking, because you don't want to give away possession, because you know then you're going to concede the last attack. There's moments left of this second leg, 5-5. Oberon pushing forward.
Oberon not looking to make too many mistakes, but Anders says, not today, let's go to extra time.
Extra time.
The sarcasm on his face.
Let's remember last time the game went to extra time.
Yep.
Oberon scored
7-6.
Yeah, scored 2 goals. Anders kind of scored another one, but yeah, are we gonna see things happen again in extra time, or is Anders gonna be able to turn it around?
It's tough. I feel like Anders has
time,
been
guys.
pretty composed in his game. So again, he's had a few chances that did go and miss.
Ini kenapa
And maybe
OBS
on
ku
another
merah gini
day,
anjir?
I don't know, maybe that's just
Ui.
bad luck in all honesty.
Nah,
Because if he
gitu
Trevellis
dong
it,
itu.
Ronaldinho, green time, it's almost certainly going to find the back of the net. But they're in extra time now, and it's going to be a huge period to see who gets eliminated. Of course, winner does play the winner out of Emre Yilmaz and Neat, and it was 4-3 in that game.
What's crazy about the green machine, as you call him, when you Trivela, the timing of the shot, it's different than a fancy.
Yeah.
He green time it.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. Shaunas, Anders here. Oh, it's beautiful play.
Goalkeeper movement.
Kita langsung ke extra time-nya, guys.
Goalkeeper movement indeed. Let me ask you this. Perhaps after this attack, Ronaldo on the ball, but defended well by Oberon. Oberon looking to counterattack here. What are the odds you think we see the exact same, like, carbon copy of their matchup at knockouts?
5%, 3%, like.
I'm a firm believer in odds. I think we could see it. Extra time, 7 goals to 6. Oberon going through.
I don't think it's happening because of the way they're playing.
Yeah.
They're gonna be playing like it's not the same playing the winner bracket when you know you have another chance.
Yeah.
When you're in the lower bracket playing in Istanbul for a top 4, you're not gonna be able to afford any mistakes. You're gonna keep it chill, as Oberon is doing right now.
Oh, it's intense pressure from Anders. But once you bypass that sort of first line of it, you can sort of get in behind there if you play quick. As Oberon tried to do there, Anders doing the same, giving it away.
Oberon through here. Player locked with Byron. First time shot from Ruling, but read well by Anders going into the second period of extra time. My question, now I can finally ask my question, I think, perhaps. If nothing else happens that's too crazy, in a game of chess, we think often several steps ahead. How many steps ahead in the game of FIFA, especially in a scenario like this one? How many steps ahead do you guys think?
What, in terms of like chance creation?
In terms of chance creation, in terms of goals, in terms of attacking, in terms of defending?
Probably 1 or 2 steps, because you cannot think any further than that. But let's think about team press or player switching. You gotta think a step ahead.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Because if not,
take a look here. We are back underway, and a chance there from Oberon, but read well again by Anders and Van der
Oh, the
Sar.
step was beautiful. In behind here from Anders, defense to attack.
Cool.
Read very well by Oberon as well, and it's just an end-to-end.
Fake shot bisa sih tadi itu di fake shot
we're
itu,
talking
guys.
about the game being a chess game. He anticipated the offside
fake
trap,
shot bisa
Oberon, and then
tadi.
Anders anticipated the player switch, so he stepped over.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're right, Leah.
Oh, it's a beautiful first hand ball in behind here.
Some space here from Ronaldo, defended well.
Massive challenge from Anders there. You wouldn't think this is an extra time game for a spot in the next stage of the loser bracket. It's been end to end. Normally it's normally tentative, just more possession based, slow pace build up.
I'm feeling tense.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit stressed. My palms are sweaty.
We're all feeling tense. This build up is good.
We're just looking to find some space here. Oberon doesn't want to let it happen, especially into the later minutes of the second half of extra time. See the over-the-top ball there to Roberto Firmino.
Cantik,
A late
manis, manja,
substitution
mempesona,
for
prima donna,
Oberon.
Roberto Firmino,
Finding some
Ronaldinho.
space with Ronaldinho, but can't quite get the touch that he needs.
Firmino
Another
dipakai
great
guys ya.
challenge there, last ditch.
Dijadiin
from
CAM.
Anders. It's going to be the last 2 minutes now of extra time grab. We know he's going to probably play
Apakah adu penalti guys?
for last attack. Maybe he's not. He's just oh, it's sensational.
Oh, it's a great pass.
Goal.
And Ronaldo, R9, and Anders Bergen gets the last-minute goal in time. The theatrics are in full force for the Danish wonder kid.
It's beautiful.
Langsung selebrasi
As I said,
dong.
that's why we're here, I'll be honest. Because I thought it was almost destined to play for it. But the space just opened up. The Lacquer cancelled the pass through. And the clinicalness in front of goal there. Celebrating in front of Oberon's face as well. He's a better man than me, Oberon, I'll tell you that. He's a better man than me. But I love the celebrations from Anders.
I don't know. Sometimes you're watching greatness.
Yeah.
That's what happened here. We all expected for him to.
I think probably Oberon expected that as well. Maybe that's why he pressed so hard to try and get the ball back, thinking Anders would maybe play slightly
Tangil
slower,
cok
but
bocil ni memang
just push
anjir.
forward for the goal. And it's a well-deserved one in extra time.
Yeah, the driven pass was.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Mike mentioned at the top of the show that this is potentially the next generation of FIFA players. Would you agree with Anders and Oberon and the others that we see here today? Most of them being 21 or under.
I think it's a reality.
Yeah.
It's the first time we don't see Tex, Nicolas, Moauba playing.
Bocil, bocil. Kurang-kurangin lah.
Knocked on the
Ciro.
door. We saw on the online events how good they were, but now they're playing at LAN events and they're showing their level, which is probably the top.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a devastating goal though to concede for Oberon. Devastating. The last moments of game. You know that it's elimination if you concede, and he's conceded it. But for Anders, as we saw the celebrations, Oberon has to go forward. He tried it.
Oh, tambahan waktu 1 menit. Nice.
And that does it for Anders Bergen, the Danish wonder kid. He moves on to play the winner of
Respect,
Meet
guys, ya.
and Emre Yilmaz
Bentar, aku buang
in
sampah
the
bentar,
next
guys.
matchup in the losers bracket. Congratulations to him and commiserations to Oberon. Although he is going home, he should still be very proud of his performance up until this point. Like you guys said, top 8 is nothing to laugh at.
Absolutely, and again for Oberon, he's been phenomenal in this competition. Of course, was in the winners bracket, and we mentioned how hard it is sometimes losing that first game. You tend to sort of, it tends to turn into a spiral. You lose the one after that as well, and that was the case coming up against Anders, getting his revenge from the Swiss bracket or the Swiss format. Was it? No, I believe it was in the knockouts actually. The second rounds of the knockouts in the winners bracket, just getting his redemption and advancing into the next stage. We'll play Emre Yilmaz. So again, it's both players who were 5-0 in the Swiss format.
Coba di Indo main kayak gini. Yakin aku. Dihujat duluan.
I have to call you out because that's what I would do to Ryan if he made a
Yang bener.
prediction.
Ini orang ngapain sih gitu pasti. Panggil banget gitu.
It happens. It happens
Itu
to the best of
manajernya.
us. I did a prediction and I missed.
Manajernya itu guys.
Yeah, I'm not
Red Bull.
ashamed of it.
What's your next prediction?
The next
Leipzig.
prediction
Anders and Emre Yilmaz.
is Anders gonna make the same run as Matias Bonao did last year. He's making it to the final.
Finalnya
He's
ini di
resetting the
Istanbul ya.
bracket.
Istanbul Arena.
That's a big call. That's several steps ahead.
That's
Ibarat
right.
kalau di
We were talking
kita
about
itu kayak
chess.
MPLA Arena gitu loh tempatnya.
All right, you guys. Well, let's throw it on over to Rachel, Mike, and Kyle to walk us through what we saw in that last round.
Thanks so much, you three. Well, that's a bold statement there because we now know who he's going to meet if he has to do that in the grand final. That's Jesus. You might not have expected me to say that. He defeated Umit 5-4 in the other matchup, which wasn't on stream. Give a shout out to Oberon. You both went over and just commiserated. In top 6 as well. You know, no mean feat there in the Champions League. Heartbreak when it goes to extra time in the final moments of that match as well, Kyle.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you can see both competitors. I mean, disappointing for as we've seen Oberon there, but Bergang Anders does what he does. He held his nerve until the final few minutes. That means that top 8, that bracket right now, he'll meet Emre Yilmaz.
And to give a little context, I don't even think Oberon played bad at all today.
No,
I think he played
so
really
good.
good in both games. And it was Hezer scored a late goal, and then you...
The middle one here, have you picked one off stream?
We got to go on stream. There's so many different goals. I think many of us will be reviewing this. I wanted to talk about why it's so important to limit your mistakes, especially at this level. And you can see the stop and pop, the freeze frame here. Yaya Toure is going to be able to go forward. He's got 2 different options. Finds Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho is going to have a classic step over, shall we say, with Bergang. And it's a rather simple goal, but I think it's really important to bring this light. If you're watching at home, you want to play at this level, you want to be at that upper echelon. echelon of
Sabar,
competitive
guys.
FIFA, you cannot have those types of mistakes getting on the back. And Anders does such a wonderful job of pressuring you and making you feel uncomfortable.
Well, that's exactly what we saw, didn't we, with the last goal as well. A mistake from Oberon, a driven pass, perfectly done from Anders just to score that 6th and final goal.
Yeah, and that's what I think has been key. The amount of times we've seen he's capitalised on opponents' mistakes. If you, as you said before, when you have the slim
Belum mulai,
margins,
guys.
if you make a mistake on this level, on this big stage,
Kita ngapain enaknya, guys?
here, the best in Europe, they will make you pay for it. And Anders did that in those final
Di
few
DC nggak ada
seconds,
orang,
and you can see how much
kita
it meant
gak
to
ada yang
him with his
nemenin.
reaction as well.
He paid for sure. He's gone out of the competition. That is Oberon, of course. Well, we've got 5 more top moments as well to bring you. We don't know what these are. These are a surprise, which make things very interesting for us up here on the stage as well. I'll take the first one. Let's see where we are going. Top 5. This is our 5th one. Okay, Vergang Oberon. We know exactly what happened here. This is when Vergang was leading 4
Masih
goals
di
to
review,
3
guys,
over
matchnya,
Oberon.
guys.
Second leg, Mike.
It's fitting. It's the MasterCard moment again. You're seeing a second go. You see the celebration with the gritty, of course, and the classic step over the ball roll. You take it around the goalkeeper, and there you have it.
Only made 5. Anyway,
Mike,
Kyle.
number 4 right now. Emre Yilmaz taking on Neat in this one. Talk to us. What are we seeing here? Oh, your reaction says it all.
Just filthy. You've gone short with the corner kick. That's not something that's unique. We see that all the time. But to stop, re-angle yourself, you've given us a little bit of that show and that flow with the elastico finish. Come on then, Genola.
Well, we're back then, not with Ginola, we're back with Vergang and Oberon on centre stage. 5-4, this is...
The green time, that is so
when we
difficult.
didn't quite
You heard
get
Grav talk
5-5.
about it.
He did say that, he said he needs to do it every time. This is number 2, Kyle.
Yeah, looking at this one, I mean, Hez is here, 2-2, beating him 4-3 on aggregate though, Mike. I mean, a goal that pretty much finished and sealed the game.
And you're going to see that skill move used brand new to FIFA 23, of course. It allows you to beat the goalkeeper and then to top the charts. Where else did
This
you
has
think
got to
we
be
were
the
heading?
winning goal. Of course it's got to be the winning goal. That was 120 minutes almost. That driven pass, Ronaldo there, buries it, goes through to the next round, and those emotions just said it all. He's like, stop talking, stop with that talking, I'm through.
I don't like this though. I'm going to be honest, okay? We talk so much about the reactions. They're great. That felt a little bit unsportsmanlike. I'm not going to lie. Screaming in your opponent's face like that. I think he showed his age a little bit. You have just won in the last few seconds.
Coba
I
Meme.
understand it, but
Meme
don't act like you were
nggak begitu
completely in
suka
control
bola,
of the
guys.
game.
Masalahnya.
You've capitalised on your opponent's
Meme.
mistake. You're screaming in his face right there. I think Oberon took that. He was the more sportsman one. Didn't react to it. I was a little bit disappointed seeing that reaction.
Emotions are very high in here because there's a lot on the line, of course. It's the trophy everyone wants to win in Europe. It's the eChampions League final. We're down to our final 4. Come back and join us in a few moments' time to see how the action unfolds.
Masih jeda ya, 2 menit. Bentar.
Well, we're back then, ready to go into action once again on the main stage. Emre Yilmaz is already sitting there. He's ready and waiting for who? Guess who? Oh, of course, Anders Bergang has jumped off again, ready to prep himself like the boys over there were saying. He walks in the arena with such a swagger now. He owns the stage here, and he's owned it already twice today already. And I'm going to ask you that question, Kyle. He's now had 2 chances up here. Emre Yilmaz has been backstage for his matches. Does that come into play when you go out here and you're watching the bright lights and you've just been kind of sheltered a little bit off camera?
I think ultimately it's a change, isn't it? And it's a change that you've got to adapt to very quickly if you've not been out here, though. For Anders, he has been out here. He plays to the crowd. He almost likes the crowd with those reactions as well. He likes having people to feed off in the audience. It seems like he uses that to his advantage. Emre Yilmaz, he's got to combat that some way. How is he going to do it? In game. That is what he's going to do. You can keep your opponent quiet by beating them, by scoring goals, by making them frustrated.
You can also feel in the room that the vibes have gotten a little more intense. It's got to be said, just because you're getting to that next round, that next stage. Also, Anders brought a collective. He's here. The RB Leipzig guys are here. They got a couple creators with them. They got people making noise. You got people representing. You got your family here. Why not lean into that? I would if I was competing.
And also, we're talking about Team Hullet. He's a Team Hullet member, is Yilmaz there. He's got one of the best icons in the game on his shoulder or on his badge here. I did note that Renzo's not sitting behind him, one of the guys from Team Hullet. Renzo's moving house this weekend. I mean, he should be here.
Wow,
no?
is that a spoiler? We're just throwing a spoiler out there. Okay.
Renzo, as I speak, I know who you're watching. Hi, Renzo. But, I mean, when you change things like that, obviously, you've got RB Leipzig, you've got Umit, and you've got Daniel in the audience, I believe. I think Umit went and walked up there. They're actually now watching him. But the fact that Renzo's not here, does that make a difference?
I'm not internal in that camp, so I'm not sure how that looks in terms of some of the tactical breakdowns, the ins and outs. We never know exactly how important the coach is. I'm not there. I'm not there for the day-to-day training.
Well, they're not there for training, but obviously Renzo's at home. Anyway, let's have a look at this matchup. Emre Yilmaz is taking on Anders. Let's give you a little preview. This is obviously Emre Yilmaz a little bit earlier on in his last matchup against Neat there. This was pretty tough, obviously, who stayed in. Then this is obviously the man we've been talking about a lot, Bergang up against Oben in their last matchup.
And you see that pressure play, we talked about it. It's a little bit of a fumble there. He's able to recover, but it starts with the press, the team press, the double teams, the risk to reward. He's so good at doing that. He just puts you into these positions where you're uncomfortable. You got the overlapping run. R9 steps through a lit. Again, with the ball roll, realigns himself. You see the ultimate pop-off, the quack, quack, are you talking? I got energy in the room. You name it.
Stats here, obviously possession, not as high as you possibly think. Passes, though, yeah, pretty high in 114. And then total shots, 22. Can move on now to see his opponent. Oh, that's Bergang again, sorry. So played 4 and 1 in the entire competition. Goals scored, 12, conceded 7. Difference so far is 5. Do you read into them at all at this stage, guys?
When I look at Bergang, I always think about he's a decisive player. He goes forward so quickly. He's trying to change the pace and the rhythm of a game. He's not a possession guy. If you want someone to see out a game and swing it side to side and show you that type of game management, that's really just not part of Anders Bergang.
And how would you look then as Yilmaz if you could describe him in a sentence?
Yilmaz has better balance, actually, if you're going to try to play in that way and maneuver through different tactical approaches. But they're both offensive players. Like, I'm going to call a spade a spade.
Well, slightly more possession, Kyle, if you want to take us through this one.
Well, exactly. Michael just said balance. Look at that average possession, 50%. Right on the nose, right in the middle right there. Average passes, 151.
Slightly more as well.
Yeah, a lot more than Anders. And then total shots, 28. Moving on to the second slide, we've got goals and goals conceded. That's what I want to see. Scored 8, conceded 9. Goal difference -1. However, sometimes numbers don't always tell you what you need to see, because Richard Buckley, he still believes Emre Yilmaz is the best player in the world right now. Sorry, Richard, throwing you under the bus. Private conversations in the back room and bringing them to the main stage.
He was undefeated, wasn't he, coming into this? Obviously, he's been defeated now to drop down. Do you agree with Richard Buckley?
I think if you talk to a lot of competitors, he's one of those guys that you know is kind of leading the charge, but you have to do it on a LAN event. And the reality is, every stage of the eChampions League, it's almost like a new event, where your elimination of these players, and also the game changes. Last time we were out and about, it was like 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. we see shifts, we see updates, we see new players being introduced. You have to orchestrate and incorporate them properly.
Would you read into facts as well? You've conceded more goals than you've scored. Would you personally read into that? You saw that pop up?
I don't think so. Not for this matchup. Not against Anders. I don't think so. I think he's at this stage in the competition, new tournament. We can look at everything that happened weeks and weeks ago. No one cares. He's lost that first matchup. Here he is. He needs to do it, and he's got a tough opponent in Anders right here. Emre Yilmaz does. So let's see what he can do.
And that's stats for today. That's not the stat from the previous event. I just want to throw that out there.
They'll chat all day long about this if we let them. We have to go to the cast, of course. Leah, Ryan and Grav are ready and waiting in the wings for this next matchup. Enjoy it, guys.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Welcome back, you guys. If you're just joining us, we had a lot of excitement in the first couple rounds. 4 players eliminated, 4 remain, but matchup on the main stage between Anders Vergang and Emre Yilmaz. One for the stories, one for the storybooks, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Seed 1 and Seed 2 in the Swiss format that were unbeaten. There's only 2 players that were unbeaten in this whole format on the eChampions League Swiss format. Both 5-0 players. Of course, Emre Yilmaz coming off of a loss today, bouncing back, whereas Anders has won 2 in a row. So maybe that could play into it as well.
Yeah, in Swiss format, top 1, top 2. Yeah. But then FGS format, top 1, top 3 as well.
Exactly.
With only been top 1. But yeah, I mean, this is probably the best FIFA match you can watch right now, in my opinion. I mean, I know there's Umut, I know there's Nicolas, I know there's some big names, but I want to see this Emre against Anders, because we could talk about the people's favorite being Anders and arguably the best player in the world, but then Emre, he's just showing back to back how good he is. Last year in the World Cup, he lost in the top 4. This year in DCL, is he going to be able to make a top 3 result?
I think, as you said, in terms of like the favourite from the casual fans, I think Anders would have been the favourite. But as in, for the casuals amongst us pros, I think we would say Emre Yilmaz, agree probably with Richard Buckley's statement, is probably, if not the best player currently in the FIFA scene right now. He's performed extremely well as we get ready to get into the game.
The countdown is on, and we are about to kick off 2 of the best and most in-form players in FIFA at the moment. One of them is going home. One of them remains in the competition. It's crazy to think that one of these players is being eliminated.
Yep, definitely. Again, it's 2 of the most consistent players throughout this season so far. And of course, for Anders, anyway, we've already seen him twice today. And with the way it's going, if he was to win the tournament, we'd have seen him every single game so far. So we were able to see the progression in this tournament for him. And of course, for Emre Yilmaz, it's first time seeing him today. We spoke about his loss earlier on in the winners bracket against Umut, a tough one to take, but he bounced back. He got a fantastic win against Neat, so that's a big boost of confidence, winning 4-3.
How do you think that affects these 2
Oke,
players
kita
going
lanjut
into
ke
this?
game
Obviously, Emre being
berikutnya,
undefeated in the entire tournament up
Indonesia.
until today, but starting today, a new month, a new week, a new event, losing his first match of the tournament, but Anders not having lost yet.
It's a completely different tournament, the finals. It's when it's like, if you make the Sunday championship, the finals, you know the tournament's completely different, because it doesn't matter. Everyone starts bet Neat, but he's not there.
Great over the top ball. Ronaldo looking to get it behind here. He's got 4 bodies on him and defended well by Anders Vergang.
That was a nice defense by Anders. We're gonna see 4 players at the back against 4 players at the back, which is gonna make
refreshing in FIFA esports.
Which is gonna be interesting. Oh.
You guys play 4 at the back or 5 at the back?
5 at the back.
Oke, kita lanjut ke match pertandingan berikutnya, guys ya.
I'm not fair.
Oke, Vergang melawan Emre Yilmaz dari tim Kulit melawan Red Bull yang diwakili oleh Bocil Vergang, the king of Tamil.
With the 5-0 and then the 3 wins in the previous phase, but now he's against the ropes in just one match loss.
Yeah,
this can happen, especially in knockout format.
Okay.
He's here looking to create a chance, but read well by Emre.
And of course, he's up against somebody that not afraid to show his
Kedua tim
emotions.
bermainnya hati-hati, guys
So
ya.
Kyle Walker's opinion on it. He's not happy with the way Anders reacted with scoring that last-minute goal against Oberon. For you, Leo and Grab, how would you say that looks? For me, I think it's just part and parcel of competing, where he's going to show your emotion. If you see Emre building up.
chance here from Ronaldinho, looking to get the first time shot. Doesn't get it with
Kulit.
Hullet, but does get it with Janola. Emre Yilmaz takes the lead 1-0 against his compatriot in Anders.
Crazy croqueta pass into the tap in. The first one wasn't lucky enough, but then he scored on the bounce. And yeah, talking about the question you just made, Ryan, I think I agree with you. I think if I was his opponent, I mean, I would be fuming.
Yeah.
And maybe I wouldn't be shaking his hand.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's emotions and.
Anders looking to respond here with Ronaldinho. He tries, but Van der Sar saves that. Quick and easy. Would you say, after this, Ronaldinho with the quick shot equalizes easy, no reaction from Anders.
No balance.
It just looks so easy, as we said, just a driven pass there out to the wide. First time, or just phased back into the box there. The reverse elastico and then a shot from Ronaldinho there to bring Anders back into the game now. The equalizer, quickly responding from going 1-0 down against Emre Yilmaz.
Yeah, the driven pass, then the reverse elastico was there, but yeah, the timing.
Yeah,
we always
exactly.
talk
It's about the timing. Yeah, exactly.
You cannot learn timing. Like, you just have it or not.
Would you say that this is one of the biggest matchups of the year or the biggest matchup of the year?
I wouldn't say the biggest because we have other tournaments, but one of the biggest, one top 5 for sure. Because Emre against Nico or even Anders against Nico, they were a huge match.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho into space here, looking to find Janola, but defended and read
Kulit ini
well
pemain
by
wajib ya.
Emre Yilmaz.
Kulit, Al-Owarian, Capdevila,
It's interesting for me to see
Gino-
how Emre
David
is going to
Ginola.
build up his play.
Tauriaya.
Because
Itu
Anders'
sih,
second man press and player switching is out of this world.
sumpah itu pemain dari FIFA 22 kemarin 21, 22 itu masih OP guys. 23
I would say
pemain
his
itu
build-up is the best build-up in the world. Emre's.
Oh, it seems to find, even that, he just seems to find that the ball over the top, the first time ball.
ya Van der
with the
Sar
L1
juga
and
sama
triangles
R9
over the
ya.
defensive line,
Pertama
almost every single time.
R9.
Even the passes where you think maybe they're
Aku urut deh dari belakang deh. Van der Sar.
play those 50-50s and
Terus
find a way behind the
Capdevila.
defensive line.
Gulit.
That was a nice pass, but yeah, he made Nico look like an
Tauriaya.
amateur. Like,
4
just
kan.
from his build-up,
Terus
from his
siapa lagi
second
tuh?
man press, he just made
David
him look like
Ginola,
an amateur.
R9.
We're talking about Nicolas,
Itu
current DCL
Al-Owairan, ya, Al-Owairan.
People at home that don't necessarily understand the
Anjir,
mechanics and the
itu
ins and
pemain
outs
laku
of how
terus itu.
competitive FIFA works. Talk a little bit about the play style between a player like Anders and a player like Nico and how that can happen.
I think for Anders,
Tapi
anyway, he's
kenapa
made
ya
play
di
styles,
FIFA
we've seen
Mobile kok
pressing high
nggak laku
with
ya?
the second man pressing and manual pressing as well. And
Biasanya
it
sih
goes to show how good he
apa
is at
namanya
pressing,
akuan
because I would say over
aku
the
dulu
years
itu
of
kan
FIFA,
gini kan guys,
in terms
apa
of manual pressing, it's
main FIFA
slowly
Mobile
started
dari
to, I guess,
backgroundnya Marco Reus
not
itu
as effective as
FIFA
it once was. So being able to
Mobile
still do that and force your opponents into
2016
mistakes. We even saw
aku
one of
mulai
the
main
highlights against Auburn, he scored from
sama ngikuti FIFA FIFA 16 gitu.
Chance here. Emre Yilmaz is through with Al-Owairan. Tries to take the shot. Is that what you would have done in that opportunity?
Yeah, he got a little bit unlucky there. The ball sort of got trapped underneath Alvaran in behind there. In the normal situation, you expect him just to take it in his stride, bearing down on goal and to find the back of the net there.
Guys, jangan lupa
He does have another chance here.
subscribe YouTube-nya tim RRQ
Looking
guys
to
ya.
find space with R9.
Aku gini-gini juga Kingdom guys.
I agree with you. Anders' manual press and second man press is
Cuma
really
aku
out
sekarang
of this
lagi
world,
pensi main
but
Mobile
Emre's
Legends.
as well. To talk
Nggak
about
mau.
playstyle, Emre's he's not chaotic. He's methodical.
Yeah.
He builds. He passes to the center backs. He trigger runs. It's kind of the same playstyle as Auburn.
Yeah, and again, it's sort of very similar to other team members as well. They all seem to have a very similar play style. They're very calm, composed in front of goal with their build-up play.
I mean, it's like an academy over there.
Yeah,
so
genuinely.
It makes sense.
And that is halftime in this first leg between Anders and Emre Yilmaz. I think relatively calm
Dari
based
Turki
on what
itu
we
ya,
were
Emre
expecting.
Yilmaz ya.
Nothing too crazy, nothing too slow, kind of just right in between.
Yeah, we'll see crazy now. Don't worry. We're talking about Emre and Anders. We'll see crazy eventually. Don't worry.
Sooner or later, there will be more goals in this game. Of course, we've seen a few chances though that's going to miss from both of these players as we start the second half. It's also key to mention this is the loser bracket semi-final. The winner of this game plays Umut, who's ready and waiting. The ball in behind there.
Everyone's taking the shot with Ginola from the right-hand side there. Ryan, you mentioned that the winner of this does play Umut. If Anders does go through, he will then have to have had defeated Emre Yilmaz, one of the best in the world at the moment, and then his teammate to make it to the grand final to play Hezers.
Cross.
That's a good chance here from Ronaldinho.
Done everything right there. Bringing it down is the right choice there.
Maybe the green time finish would have been the perfect option in that situation, but yeah, he just, the timing was there with the cross and with the way he triggered the run.
Yeah.
If that is a situation we see with Umut and Anders in the losers bracket final, how do you think that affects both players? Obviously, playing for the same organization, having practiced together several hundreds of times, likely. Is there a mental game there, or is it every man for themselves?
There's always a mental game there.
Chance here from Anders, but doesn't quite connect the way that he wants him to. A corner taken quickly there. Short, looking for Hole in the back, but saved well by Van der Sar.
We cannot catch a breath. Bullet inside the box.
Ronaldo looking to find his counterpart. He does and scores. Anders leading 2-1. You see the frustration in the face of Emre Yilmaz, but lots of time to still play. We've seen this before, and we'll see it again, I'm sure.
And this is a typical new generation kind of goal, because us, older players, we don't driven pass into a driven pass.
Yeah.
But they do it.
And he's taking the touch down rather than taking it up and maybe turning it up. I think the touchdown, allowing the shot to go in at the near post, I think just allows that to, I think it's more of a, I say more success rate to score from that angle rather than shooting across goal, because of course you've got the bodies in the way as well. So sort of shooting near post was the only option there, and he's taken it, and of course Anders leads now 2-1, turning it around. Of course, was 1-0 down at the start of this game.
Shooting in the first post.
Got a 2-on-2 situation here. Anders looking to find R9, but Lucio and Emre Yilmaz does not allow him to pass. Again, David Alaba and Emre Yilmaz. A few chances there from Anders to get into some space to have a chance on goal, but Emre Yilmaz maintains some of that composure.
It's the pressing again.
Iron here looking to capitalize on that opportunity, but a few consecutive dispossessions for Emre Yilmaz, but he does get out of that tight space.
Oh, it's incredible. He's onside as well.
Ronaldo takes the first-time shot and equalizes again. 2-2 between Anders and Emre Yilmaz. What a goal that was.
Out of nowhere, Gravison. Honestly, defense to attack. Gave away 3 chances there for Anders to take advantage of there, just from incredible pressing from Anders. But again, defense to attack that quickly from Emre. He takes the lead, or gets to go back into the game, sorry.
He tried the volley the first time with Ginola, second time with Ronaldinho, and now a third time. That was a charm. 2-2. Crazy goal. You talked about the first time through passes, and he's been doing it again and again.
Another chance here. Ronaldinho looking for Hole. Hole takes the opportunity. First time, far corner. Emre Yilmaz leads 3-2.
Yeah, that's a tough one to concede, Grav. I'll be honest, it's very tough. He sort of read the interception that you'd expect Anders to get the ball back, but it's bad luck for Anders, but good luck for Emre Yilmaz there. Takes advantage of that opportunity that fell back to him as well with Ruud Gullit for the team Gullit man, and he takes the lead for the second time in this game.
Nice press. A nice press by Anders as well, but yeah, that's a tough goal to concede, especially after a lob-through pass.
Yep, exactly.
Just conceded one, then you concede another one. You're fuming at this situation. Another one.
A lot of push forward from Emre Yilmaz at this point. Looking for Ginola in the box, but misplaced pass from both Emre Yilmaz and Anders, and again from Emre Yilmaz. Anders now looking
nice.
Capitalize on that counterattack.
Nice manual press from Emre. We're seeing it again and again and again. How he doesn't let Anders think, because if you let him think, this is what he's gonna do. Oh. It's nice to see a 4 defenders at the back against a 4 defenders at the back. It's just...
Not like you would know, huh?
Nah, I'm sorry.
The game's the game, though, right?
Yeah, it's much quicker. Goes from the defense to the attack in just a second, as Ryan said.
Ryan, you're awfully quiet. You play 5 at the back, too?
Absolutely. No hesitations.
To be fair, for him, he used to use it in FIFA 18, 19.
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely
So
not. Yeah, right.
Been one of those for a long time, huh?
Not a chance, man.
I know my stuff. I know what formation you use in FIFA 18. I know my stuff. It's crazy. Do you see how Anders' second man presses into a big point where it's always red?
There's no more, there's no more second man press left.
Like every single play.
This is a silly question.
Yep.
Are you not supposed to second man press till it goes red, or what?
You shouldn't, because you should let it.
Yang ditayangi yang di
Because
lower
it's like the
bracket.
stamina. You
guys, ya.
shouldn't let it be red.
I'm just asking for a friend.
Upper bracket.
Great pressing again from Anders.
Good tackle there from Emre Yilmaz, but doesn't quite get the opportunity that he wanted. Was that a red card?
No, yellow.
No, yellow. We're going to see a pause, so maybe... I don't think we're going to see tactical changes, but we're going to see some substitutions.
Yeah, maybe some fresh legs as...
Yeah, talk.
I was just saying, as game comes to a close, there's only going to be a couple more chances, if that, in this game. Maybe one more, but I think for Emre Yilmaz, he's done really well to turn this game around. I felt as if Anders was creating a lot of opportunities from Emre Yilmaz's mistakes there, giving away possession in his own area, and then it just turned around from that first ball over the top.
Chance here from Anders. Pulls the goalkeeper out, but gets the touch. And Emre Yilmaz is able to clear it out almost successfully.
Successfully
in the end.
But yeah, maybe last chance of the game? Probably.
Emre Yilmaz looking to maintain that possession, to see it out, get the last attack. And he does another over-the-top ball that ends up being offside. He steps back and lets Anders take the possession, kick it out. That ends the first leg. Emre Yilmaz leading 3 goals to 2 going into the second leg. What you expected?
I was going to say before, sorry for cutting you, how Emre uses all his attackers with the stay central instruction, and it works really well. So maybe people at home can try it. It works well.
There you go. Well, you guys, that is it for the first leg. We are into our second leg shortly after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Satu menit lagi ya guys ya. Kita coba ke Discord dulu guys. Kita coba ke Discordnya kawan-kawan. Will?
Apa?
Dap.
Opo?
Opo?
Oh. Aku iki sing duwe micet.
Mulutnya dijaga ya, mulutnya.
Anjing, aku lihat ngupload iki wong ngapain aku valid di-upload cuk video salto nih.
Kan aku nggak tak tag.
Micet, boy. Micet, boy.
Mas, diam kamu main micet. Enggak. Kalian jangan percaya sama teman-temanku ya guys ya. Tolong jangan didengarkan ya. Tolong. Jangan didengarkan teman-temanku ini.
Oh, kau lagi live di YouTube toh?
grand final cuk FIFA 23 iki. Makanya aku
Apa lawan apa?
apa duduk Red Bull Leipzig musuh tim Gulit. Guys, jangan percaya guys, tolong guys ya. Please jangan percaya. Tolong. Sahabat-sahabatku yang ada di Twitch dan di YouTube, meskipun di Twitch banyak orang-orang Melayu, tolong jangan dipercaya ya. Tolong jangan dipercaya.
Lihat, tolong lihat riwayat dia pakai micet guys. Ada namanya Sandy Diau.
Jangan dipercaya guys ya. Tolong please banget. Kalian kan sahabat-sahabatku yang ada di Twitch, meskipun banyak penontonnya banyak di Twitch ketimbang YouTube ya. Tolong ya, jangan dipercaya. What is micet? Waduh, Gabriela. Micet is
micet is
application.
Bling bling.
Yes.
Bling.
Yes, true. Miss Gabriela. You can sumpah. Jancuk. Kono aja aneh ngono ta rek. Peh kuwi diangkrik kuwi.
Bener kan, micet yes no.
Ngomong aja micet is SNX gitu.
Oh my god, fuck, baby fuck.
Micet is Yandek, right?
Where are you from, son? I'm from Indonesia in at Java, Gabriela. You where are you from?
Malang.
Where are you from? Oh, you I'm from Argentina. Oi, welcome Argentina. Gracias por todo.
Argentina versus Indo, right?
Argentina enggak ada sponsor.
Argentina cupu.
Ini kenapa ya penontonku di Twitch lebih banyak, YouTubeku cuma 1 orang cok yang nonton. Istighfar Naksan. Istighfar Naksan, aku yakin kamu anak baik-baik. Oh, yes, Miss. Bener, orang Melayu ini ya. Bener, jangan dengarkan teman-temanku yang toksik ini.
Oh, Nesio.
Yes. Gimana gue?
Orang-orang Melayu, aku pesen. Jangan lupa subscribe YouTube-nya tim RRQ ya. Gini-gini aku Kingdom Bros. Todak selalu kalah lawan RRQ ya.
Poke, todak poke.
Orang Melayu, jangan lupa subscribe YouTube-nya tim RRQ sama follow Instagram-nya tim RRQ. Oke? Jangan lupa meskipun IG-nya Kingdom.
Karbitan RRQ. Karbitan RRQ.
Aku bukan karbitan ya guys ya. Darahku ini udah darah Kingdom guys.
Penjilat. Penjilat RRQ, penjilat.
Mana ada cok aku penjilat anjing.
First kick of the game, couple of driven.
Kalian jangan percaya guys ya.
Kenapa Will anjir red dulu?
It didn't matter how the goalkeeper was moved. That was a really good goal by Emre.
Oke. Match berikutnya di leg kedua guys. Kita ditemani dua temanku ya. Ditemani Willy sama Dapa guys.
Oh yes.
Dap sumpah dapat jongono Dap. Will sumpah Will.
I think I agree with him, except in this case. Emre's rhythm.
It's moving a lot faster than normal. It's sort of falling into its hands a little bit more as we see the spaces open up. And this isn't doing the best at just tracking those.
Live sampai jam berapa Naksan? Sampai angkat piala ya. Sampai ada yang juara.
Sampai split.
Rusak.
Sampai squid sama.
Oh iya. Goblok cuk. Dua temenku ini guys, anak Mobile Legends. Kalian kalau mau main aja nggak apa-apa sama mereka.
Nggak mau. Oke. Oh yes.
Goblok, Cuk.
Another power shot from Emre Yilmaz. He is like full speed ahead.
We're seeing everything. We're seeing step overs. We're seeing power shots. I mean, I love this.
Cuk.
How do you think this affects Anders and his mental in this first 15 minutes of this half?
Anjir gue dimakan.
Because someone is bringing the fight to him. Yeah. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Buat Eldura.
Mas, sekali-sekali main Mobile Legends habis slot pertama langsung suren. Itu namanya bukan konten, Mas, namanya dagel itu anjing. Habis slot pertama langsung suren anjing. Dagelan namanya, bukan konten.
Tactics being displayed in Ultimate Team actually. So people can actually try them because
BSN konco yang ini
so fun to use even when you're playing against friends or in foot champs.
Sumpah.
I think maybe this is what makes Emre Yilmaz such a special player is he does have the ability to adapt to different play styles.
Review squad di Liga, Mas. Oke, nanti ya. Habis angkat piala langsung kita review squadnya yang ada di Liga.
Baywan deh, anjing. Polican nih, Bos.
Ini guys ya, yang kemarin ngajak Baywan ini kemarin aku bantai 3-0 guys.
Oh, enggak guys. Saya ini dibantai 3-0 guys sama gua. Aduh.
Ini apa ya? IE ini ya?
Masa gua tembus bir udah pakai sepatu ini, top boot. Stop, itu orang.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. The way he wanted to pass.
Alpro
Duh, kok ngamuk?
Oh, yes. Oh.
Dua orang ini kalau main Mobile Legends suka marah-marah, guys, ngeblame temennya ini. Dua orang ini, Willy sama Papa ini kita ngeblame ini.
Trot.
Goblok, Cuk. Sumpah.
Would you say that this is a completely different game for Emre Yilmaz than what we saw in the first half?
Streamer sek. Aku nggak pernah kayak gitu ya.
Doing a very similar thing to what he was doing in other games as well, just triggering the runs, whether it's the left, the striker, the centre mids, the left back, everyone is running forward and you can't track every run. Of course,
jangan percaya sama dia lah.
Mana sih?
Padanya pam streamer sek anjing. Dap. Sumpah konyo. Kowe ngomong ngono pisan kas tak tek deh iki temenan.
Aja.
Ayo ngomong ngono pisan kas dang. Tak tek deh iki.
Ampun bang. Kok parah cok, wadul ini.
Babah. Langsung tak tek kowe ngono pisan kas kowe yo.
Ampun bang.
Someone like Emre Yilmaz usually takes the lead and normally sees out those results. But now it's only a
streamer cepu, gak cepu guys, gak cepu.
It's definitely possible.
It is possible.
It's
possible.
Ya nggak dihit juga sih.
4-3-2-1. He triggers the run with the midfielders, but also with the
fullbacks as well. There's just so many options.
Apa ini Franco?
So if you defend one,
guys, tolonglah guys, jangan spam emot bibir anjing. Guys. Sumpah, Cuk. Ini sahabat Twitch ini. Cuk. Apa Cuk emot bibir anjing?
Makan kuaci. Aneh kuaci. Papa.
Kayak gitu guys, kurang belayan cewek dia itu.
Belum.
Kalau Dapa ini bentar lagi mau nikah guys. Bentar lagi mau nikah sih.
Kerja anjir.
Ini Dap.
Di PPIC. CV Laksana. Tempat magang gua. Tempat magang gua, Cok, ditawarin ya udahlah.
Gas lah, Dap. Kenapa enggak?
Semarang.
Lah yo gas lah. Mosok enggak? Kesempatan lu.
Nanti, Cok. Askar gua belum keluar.
Anders is a master defending the byline. Yeah, but
Ganti judul ditemani teman RRQ Kingdom. Oke, ganti judul.
Apa itu? Valir.
Ditemani RRQ
Apa
Kingdom.
bahaya
Awas ya,
Valir?
plot hilang.
Defended well by Anders, almost dispossessed in his
Mana ganti
own
judul?
end by
Tempat
Yeah.
Emre Yilmaz, but Emre
Berarti
Yilmaz leading by 2 goals
Wait,
as we go into
RR
halftime
teman
in the second leg.
Will, belok situ.
Gimana ini?
I think that's a tactic from Emre. Yeah, the player lock switching between because
Aman ya,
it
ada
doesn't
gua.
allow him to be aggressive enough because
Oke,
if he's
udah guys.
aggressive, he's just gonna simple.
Refresh.
Nggak plot, cok. Balik dulu.
Judulnya udah gue ganti ya, judulnya. Anjay.
Oh, Pak Dewi. Oh, Pak. Oh.
Tak ding.
Ditemani Brother Kingdom.
He passed it to the right, but he ran out of the
Ngeli, brother.
so he couldn't actually cover the run. And that was an easy goal for Ajax.
Apakah sang juara bertahan
Hilang,
akan
hilang,
guys?
hilang semua.
Vergang.
Will, lu nggak balik, Will. Anjir.
Udah penuh, udah balik pesawat apa?
Mana ada lu penuh setengah, cok.
Bentar lagi.
It's a great goal then, an important goal for Emre Yilmaz now. The 3-goal cushion for the first time in this game between the two of them.
Request guys, judulnya udah aku ganti guys. Ditemani Brother Kingdom gitu.
Oh, nyari ini, Eudoranya gimana nih?
The confidence is oozing out of Emre Yilmaz in the latter stages of this second half.
He doesn't stop.
Never. Again, through to Hole, tries to get ahead on it, but an easy save for
Ini gua
Anderson
dapat
van der
plot.
Sar. Another interception by Emre Yilmaz through to R9, takes the shot.
Main dua mudah.
Just a sequence of mistakes there from Anders. Of
Huh?
course, he's trying
Main
to rush
duo.
the ball forward. He knows that he needs a goal.
Trio.
Quickly intercepted from the corner for Anders.
Gak enak, cok, main dua, cok. Siapa yang tak lord? Will.
But read well by Emre Yilmaz. Nothing is stopping him at this point.
I thought the answer to Anders was gonna be 4-2-3-1 and making like triangle passes, not like in the bottom, but you know, trigonometrically.
Oh,
Papa, Ci.
Saved by van der Sar.
Oh iya, yang dapat lord,
Just the
cok.
L1 triangles over the top there. They're so difficult to mark. You know it's coming as well, and it's just being able to play a
Dia
switch
retri lah.
Hole trying to get the shot. A few deflections in the box. Some
Udah
scrambling for Anders.
korban demi jiwa dan
Thank you Gabriela from your subscribe.
Melisa palirnya kenapa, cok?
We can see the spaces opening up. That's natural just because Gravison going
Tasnya masih ada satu wave.
gonna leave spaces.
He's gonna
Aku
punish
bawa.
He's gonna punish him because that's what he's doing without the
Oh,
counter.
Pak Dewi. Oh, Pak.
Tak dudung, tak dus, tak ding ding.
Did you see how high he pressed?
Yeah.
You cannot be.
Jangan remas bijiku.
Valir, bro.
He's gonna score.
Oh,
Look
Pak.
at this
Oh,
moment
Pak.
that Emre Yilmaz is too afraid of the Danish powerhouse in Anders Bergang.
Midnya, cok.
That's nice.
Masukin
If you lose
Kupra itu.
possession, it's gonna be
Yeah, exactly. It's high up the pitch, yeah.
Kan.
Another misplaced pass
Baru
there
gue
by
bilang.
Anders. And another misplaced pass by Emre Yilmaz.
Aida, Pak.
It's just over the top ball, over one after another.
how aggressive is Emre being. I love that.
Orang itu juga.
Fani, Bang, Fani, Bang.
He's playing perfect.
Yeah, he needs to go here though. And if he wants to try and salvage something from this game, he's going to need a goal from this corner. Whipped into the back post, but acrobatically cleared there from Emre Yilmaz. Last 15 minutes, but as it looks, well, the way it's going, it seems as if someone's going to get the next goal, it's going to be
Yoi, peace.
Emre Yilmaz, just because of how high Anders has to press to get the ball back. As we see here,
Oke.
Got a run on the back post as well. Maybe a 3-on-1 situation. Janola with some space, but a very poor shot by Emre Yilmaz.
Sini Pis, DC Pis, ada dapat sama Willy Pis, diajak main kamu Pis.
And the lower bracket semifinals.
Oh,
We
fuck,
saw
fuck,
the interview
baby,
earlier
oh,
with
fuck.
Anders
Gak
after
bisa
the
cok,
knockout,
gue
speaking
main
about,
sama
of course, Anders
Sultan.
backs his ability. He knows he's one of the best
Kraton.
players in the world, but being in the losing
Gue gak
bracket
bisa
coming
cok
into
main sama
today,
Kraton cok.
he would have had
Bukan
to
aku
win
Pis yang ngomong,
every
Pis yang ngomong
single
dapat
game
sama
in a
Willy
row
Pis.
just to get to the grand final for a
Tidak
reset,
kelas
to
ya.
give himself a chance to win,
Iya
put
cok,
his hands on the trophy,
kelas kita anjir.
and it might just be one step
Kita
too
kayak
far
gini cok,
against
sama
the
Kraton
seed
anjir
number
ya
one in
beda
this
lah.
tournament in Emre Yilmaz.
Semi-finals of the winner bracket, we saw Umut
Itu
and
panik,
Emre.
panik.
Now potentially, it looks like it.
Yeah, a rematch again.
Yeah.
That was a relatively close game as well for the two of them.
Pis, ditantang dapat sparring FIFA, Pis. Berani nggak, Pis? Katanya.
Very composed with Emre
Takut
Yilmaz
gua.
in the back.
Kemarin sih dapat nantangin Mas Lalu terus ya. Tapi kalah. Nggak terima tapi dapat.
Masih OVR-mu 120 kan dia.
Iya, Pis nggak takut. Soalnya dia punya pemain baru, Pis. Torres itu, Pis. Sombong dia sekarang. Jadi bocil crossing dia.
Again, not wanting to make too many.
Oke,
Ini
guys.
apa dah?
Gak ada cok, ini gak bisa ulti gua.
Lu mati dulu.
Mati mulu baru 3.
Wow.
Juga top ini.
Vergang pulang guys ya di sini guys ya.
Maju.
The final of this lower bracket.
Dribbling, the skill moves, the pressing from Emre Yilmaz. It's been a fantastic display, and it'll be a performance to get himself
Gak bisa maju aja udah segini. Mau gimana cok?
against the world champion in Umar. Anders' his teammate trying to get redemption for Red Bull Leipzig in this competition. But for Anders, he's had a fantastic tournament. I'll be honest, he's been perfect to watch throughout.
Definitely, I think an upset that maybe no one expected, but perhaps some people did expect, because we know how skillful Emre Yilmaz is, and we know that he also deserves to be here.
Ini duo kah?
The 90th minute
Kali sama Melisa.
of this semi-final. Anders is close to being eliminated from the eChampions League.
Kali.
Emre Yilmaz is close to facing Red Bull's Omid again in a rematch.
Itu kanan semua tuh, ke kanan juga tuh.
Congrats, tim Gulit lolos ke semifinal.
Will anjing.
Result for Anders, that's great, that's huge, but I'm expecting him to win the tournament because that's the level of expectation you expect from the Wonder Kid. He's getting kicked out of the tournament. It's still a massive result for him, but I think he was expecting the title from the way he talked to Kyle at the beginning of the day, and he's getting kicked out.
Yeah, he sort of knew it would have been an uphill battle coming through the losing bracket, having to win all those games in a row, but he almost got to the losing bracket final. But for Emre Yilmaz, it's a massive, massive result. But it's bouncing back against his loss early on in the day. He has a chance now to redeem himself, which will be a massive, massive game to get into the grand finals. Up against Hezes, who's just been waiting, just analysing his opponents and just chilling out, getting prepared for the grand final when it comes.
Definitely, obviously, Red Bull's Omid hasn't played in a game or two as well. He said he was just toying with Anders at the end.
Yeah, at the end he was toying with him. Yeah, as easy as it is. And now we have this match. I mean, we're saying Emre playing against Umut again.
Yeah.
But we haven't talked about Umut that much. He's the current world champ. Last year he got eliminated in the top 8.
Yeah.
That really hurt him, and he's
coming to redeem himself.
Yeah,
he's here to make a point, and of course, being the world champion gives you that huge boost of confidence. He's still young, he's very composed in his performances. And honestly, if there's somebody that could beat Emre Yilmaz, you could put it down to Umar to do it again because he's already done it.
Definitely, well, we will see shortly
Ini medisnya
who
mati
takes
mulu.
that lead and makes it to the grand final. But first, let's hear from the three over across the stage on what they thought about that last match.
I wondered what you're going to call us then. Thanks, dear. Three Musketeers, possibly. I don't know where you're going with that. But just picking up on what they said about Anders, commiserations, obviously, to him. Top 4, though, great. Half the battle is believing in yourself. But yes, he openly says he wants to be the winner, and he should do. Because if you don't believe it, you're never going to get there. Let's see how this lower bracket final outward as well. Umit is taking on Emre Yilmaz. That's a repeat of what we saw a little bit earlier. Look up there in the left-hand side of your screen. 4-6, Emre Yilmaz was defeated to Umit a bit earlier on. Can he kind of get his head around and the task in hand here, Kyle?
Well, I think that he's now warmed into the tournament. That's the very beginning of
Oh.
the day. He said it was a new tournament. He wasn't going to come off the back of the success he had in the previous rounds, and now he's made his way into it. He dropped straight down into that losers bracket, winning 4-3 in his next matchup, then winning 6-3 as we've just seen there.
Bikin itu aja Will, ngapain bikin lampu kira cok, bikin
Definitely hot as we saw in his
Athena ya ini.
Ini buat apa nih? Dari tadi Doro kagak semua, gue matiin sama Pani mulu. Apa Athena? Doro kagak tangkap.
Yaudah bikin itu apa namanya nah?
Gue itu Pani mulu.
He steps through it. I mean, there was back and forth.
Oh.
Yilmaz pulled away in this matchup, and this is the goal that we're going to look at in a little bit. I'm going to give you an early spoiler, but to be able to do that, to command what's happening, how it's happening, when it's happening, to micromanage that many players, it's so impressive, and then has the composure. You see the step, you see the extra pass again, Janola to R9. You're not going to miss from there. You're always converting. That's going to be breakfast, lunch, dinner, all of the above, and this is kind of that icing on top. Apparently, I'm very hungry. It's getting close to dinner time. Valverde is working, finds space, takedown from Dino, extra pass. You see the triangle, Yaya, Torre, 50th minute. At that point, I think most of us started saying, I think this is done. I think he's wrapped it up.
That goal there, for me, that last one was pretty special. It just shows, doesn't it, when you start pulling away mentally for Anders, maybe he just sits back as, I can't quite do it. Let's go now to one of Mike's MasterCard moments of the match. He kind of teased us with where
Berikutnya
it was
dia
coming
apa
from
sih?
Anders Bergang in that one.
It's okay. You need to see it again. You don't have this at home. I'm going to be very transparent with all of you. This is so advanced in many ways. He's not just using the player lock, but he's moving multiple players, and he's trying to pull those defenders out of position. And that's what you're seeing here. He does a great job. R9, extra pass. He really should convert from here. Goalkeeper save from Van der Sar is brilliant. But then again, with that composure, Janola, you see the La Croqueta, the resurface, the step over, makes the run, triggers the run. R9's not missing from there. And there's so many elements to that goal. If you can't tell, I'm excited. It is that complex. It's
Ini
that
darahnya paling dia cuin sih.
all of the details and the intricacies.
How important was that goal as well? Because he was winning 4-3. He then makes the gap 2 goals once again, an important time in the game. How important was the timing of that one?
I'm glad you brought that up. That makes it even more impressive. The fact that he did that when he did it, and all these different details that a lot of
Kupra
us
udah
would be happy to
ulti,
do
Pani
one of
udah
the above,
ulti.
yet alone combining them all in one sequence.
Well, that's why he was seated number 1 coming into this. Okay, we've seen him come unstuck, didn't we, in his earlier matchup with a world champion nonetheless, so we can't really look too much into that. The world champion now walks onto the stage behind us. He looks full of beans here as well. Obviously, he's just sat that one out. Mike, what does that do? You've just had a chance to go and chat to your coach, have a little bit of food, watch the stress that Emre Yilmaz was under in that last match.
If you're
Ini Melisa ngapain split ya Allah.
I can't speak for either of you or even people at home, but for me, they're also from going through competitions. I have mental fatigue to a certain degree. I can only play so many games of consecutive FIFA where you're getting my best focus. And if I have games off, I'll take those. Please give them to me. And then it allows me to kind of revamp, talk to my coaching a little bit. Just take a second.
Do you know, Mike, when I'm losing a weekend...
Terus ini, gue di sini.
You're not playing weekend league.
Yeah,
Stop it,
I need an hour or 2 off after I've lost 6 in a row, you know?
These guys, they're rambling. They're mentally fatigued. Let's go to a break because they're not making any sense. Right, come back and join us. Lower bracket final, it's going down.
Klot. Hampir cok. Jangan clear nggak sih Will? Jangan clear Will. Nunggu orang cok.
Udah lah.
Nungguin orang aja cok. Siapa ini?
Nggak tahu.
Micet.
Apa dap?
Siapa cok?
Gak ngerti.
Iki sopo anjing?
Itu loh.
Buka oh.
Si Poki ini siapa? Ah, gak ngerti lah.
Oke udah ya. Tinggal panik Klot nih.
Ini gimana ceritanya? So, aku main ketemu top global 50 nomor 50 anjing. Ngeri guys.
Nih GTB apa mau maju nih lah.
Power. Goblok.
Kayak cap goblok.
Goblok emang. Habis emang goblok habis.
Pis main nggak Pis?
Ah, ada habis. Emang ada habis?
Solo ada. Oh.
Habis?
Nggak ada, Cok.
Ada di Amerika.
Bukannya habis di Aussie, Cok.
Iya itu C.
Jangan remas bijiku. Masih ini habis. Ada nggak ada blok. Dasu. Mau keluar anjing di kasih dua kita. Nyari pengganti lah anjing. Maaf saya tidak bisa sekarang. Anjir, baperan cok, gue ngomong pangeran anjing.
Gak main sama Hans, Will. Tumben, Will. Gak main sama Hans, tumben.
Things are heating up then in the studio here. We have the lower
Hans
bracket
nggak ada Rokin
coming
anjing.
your way. The players are
Oke
getting
itu
ready in
orang
the
itu
studio. The
anjing.
three of us are getting ready.
CBH yo, cuma bisa Hanabi.
A word from Daniel from RB Leipzig.
CBH
Got any gossip for us?
Ansat.
We've got a great relationship, and he said Michael's not giving you anything.
So
He hit me with the Michael. He hit me with the Michael. I knew he wasn't going to give me anything when he hit me with the Michael, but I did go to
Lu tau gak sih Will, anjir ini
camp though, and I got a little bit of something.
yang nomor 1 5.000 anjing sekarang.
Now you're here. This is the
Dia
second
terlalu
time today.
bokep saya dah.
They're feeling good about
Dari
it.
yang ngajak
Yilmaz
apa,
and
terus
company
dia
were feeling very optimistic into this game plan. That's what they had to say.
Siapa cok?
Kita.
Big one. It's for a place in
Iya
the
cok,
grand
nggak
final
tahu
a
dah.
little bit later on against Hez as well. Let's preview
Kenapa ya?
then these
Terlalu
two players.
jago
Obviously, we're
sih.
gonna have a little look back to what we've already seen from them earlier
Terlalu
on
jago gua.
today. Here we go. Umit taking on Emre Yilmaz for a place in that grand
Tadi ada super Josh malah
Emre
pop
Yilmaz that we
anjing.
just saw him up against Anders Vergang on the big stage.
Yang
The
ngecas
script
tadi
possibly
main
said
gue
Vergang. I mean,
Ngecas sama siapa
played
ngecas?
out the other way. Talk us
Sama
through this
gua
one.
ini samping gua.
Goblok.
That is definitely what we saw at this stage. Yilmaz winning 5-3, and you can see he's full of confidence, but he's got to face this man, Umit, the world champion. He's got that title, Mike.
Bukan nama super dude cok.
With all that confidence.
Sama super dude Will.
And if anyone has the
Jangan lagi gitu cok.
when we talk about the importance, that's going to be right up the alley with Umit. That's what he works on. He's got Daniel back there we're very familiar with. Beautiful through ball here, just on a side note, a lot of space to work with, and we've really been impressed by Hezers. I just want to give him a shout out in this game
Padahal
because
polo ah.
he's sitting there in the grand final. Remember, he's waiting to see who's going to be his final.
Ketemu walaupun gua polo aja gua ya.
From some of you guys, we chatted
Polo
before we got here.
polo.
Nobody was talking about Hezers. I'm just starting, myself included. I thought Oberyn was going to be the Italian at the end of the day, but that's not the case. So shout out to Hezers. You deserve all the credit that you've earned right now.
Well, we have a world champion sitting on the
Hold on,
stage
hold on.
looking for a European title, and of course we have Emre Yilmaz looking for his first major title as well. There's someone over there though who's got a couple of titles under his belt. He's a world champion and he's a Champions League winner as well. Special guest, guys. He doesn't need an introduction from us. You can introduce him.
Thank you very much, guys.
Anjir, guys. Tuh, bintang tamunya Ricardo Kaka langsung, guys ya. Nanti yang ngasih trofi eChampions League final Istanbul, Ricardo Kaka. Tuh, orangnya. Bukan Cup de Villa. Bintang tamunya Ricardo Kaka.
There's a lot of footballing ability on this stage. We've got a Champions League winner, a Ballon d'Or winner.
Tuh,
I mean,
ya.
we've done it all between us.
Tahu
Maybe
gua.
just Kaka has done it all. What a moment. It's a massive opportunity for these two players here. In your situation, you're playing, you're about to go into a massive semi-final. How do you feel?
So thank you very much, guys. It's really happy to be here again and seeing these guys playing. It's really amazing. And when you play a semi-final, so first you need to be ready.
Mana
And
ini
I think these
cok?
guys are
Gak
ready
ada yang
for
mau main
a game
bang.
like that.
Cok.
And one thing that's really hard is
Sabar
control
dap,
emotions.
sabar dap.
And it's really important to have this control because there are a lot of emotions and feelings, and if something happen,
Dewan semua
it's
anjing sama
really
gua.
important to have this control. So I think those guys are ready for the semi-final.
And I think one thing that we love about
Super Jazz mana Super Jazz?
with your son, I believe. Do we dare to talk about the results in those games? Do you beat
Ini
him?
siapa ya?
I used to play more often when I was
Ini
beating him.
Eros bukan sih?
Now that I'm not able to beat him, so we are not playing so much because I don't like to lose. But yes, we do play every week, so
amazing. Amazing. Well, look, this is an incredible game we've got in front of us now. Lower bracket
Teman-teman lu mana ini?
this game goes into this year's eChampions League grand final to take on Hezzers. There's so many storylines in this game.
Sama cowok, gua cuma bisa glue anjing. Siapa yang mau berharap sama gua?
His insight and his overthoughts on this game. It's the big one because Emre Yilmaz just can't beat Umit, it seems. We're looking for all the history.
Gua jadi unfriendly sama teman gua.
One man that stands in his way and he just can't get past him, so it feels.
Never beaten him.
Rincan mau main ke Rincan.
Ya, Repan dulu main
Ah, anjing Repan main Ahok tuh, males tuh.
I've never got the better of this guy.
Nabrak bola anjing.
No, but I had a lot of good opponents. So when I was
teammates as well.
yeah, good teammate as well. But Brazil against Argentina, always a good challenge. Milan, Inter, good challenge. Real Madrid, Barcelona, good challenge. So
malah
it was
komennya sama
blessed
kaki
that I
ini.
had this kind of
Yang balas malah kaki ini. Kagak main.
When you finally get the result.
Ini flawless nih, online mulu. Maaf saya tidak bisa
Saya lagi ini nyoba jaringan di internet ya jauh. Maaf banget.
Jauh
Ya apa pokoknya anjing. Yang udah jangan ninja. Dia kalah 2 kali dia yang coba ninja marah-marah dan cat yang lain dari gua.
I weren't going to bring up 2005, but since you did it anyway.
Coklat malah ninja anjing. Kena mental tuh. Kena mental itu.
Coklat ninja nggak tuh? Mau saya Emil?
Ngatain gua kan gua retrik. Ini enggak ada retrik.
Coklat.
Dia kan gue ngupload terus dia ngecat. Kompom ngajak. Lalu ninja. Orang
sama Repan.
It was flawless throughout the entire eChampions League up to today. He suffered his first defeat earlier on today to the hands of this man, and now they're facing a huge rematch. Get a place in the eChampions League final, potentially to hoist that trophy aloft. The loser, the top 3 is all they can muster up.
Incredible scenes. I mean, this eChampions League is so special.
Mau suka aja main
Gua ganti akun cewek gua dulu, akun ini lebih busuk. Lu yang busuk gak bisa main.
Bukan akunya.
Ini parah banget coy, Mas Saiki ini. Gua nggak di follow back. Parah.
Yeah, I played with Ronaldinho in
Milan,
national team, and he's just amazing, just fantastic. How he could create the play and how could execute the play.
Siapa lagi tadi
We can see
tunggu
that
people.
in FIFA as well. So this is the kind of player that's Ronaldinho.
And we talk about that a lot, Richard, because he's one of the
Siapa
few players
itu?
that has his own custom
tahu.
formations of moving around the pitch, because EA knew that, like, he just moved differently.
It just, I mean, it was always the flair. He's
Bukan
just
gua.
such an enjoyable player to watch, and we
Bukan
see
teman
in
gua,
FIFA
bukan
as
teman
well.
gua,
When
sumpah.
you give Ronaldinho to me in my hands, I make him look good.
Tanyain aja,
Never
tanyain.
mind when you give him one of the best FIFA players in the world, they make him look incredible, insatiable. Just the ability that he has on the ball.
Boleh-boleh.
He scored actually about 1 minute ago. It was probably the most unlikely Ronaldinho goal. Was a header over the top. Here is Ronaldinho now. Through ball into R9. Just can't get round this man. Then speaking of Champions League, Kaka, how special
Ini Repan mau ganti akun cok, gila. Gimai.
playing in the Serie A, playing in the La Liga around the world. How does this tournament, how does it feel as a player to
Kira gua tahu kali akun ceweknya.
The emotion, the feeling to play a Champions
Pertemuan
League
juga
game is
bagus.
Iya,
Uh,
makanya.
and also the music, they build this emotion behind this music. So every time that you hear the music, there is this kind of motivation to play a Champions League night game. So.
Well, speaking of how does it feel, Yilmaz might be feeling pretty good right now. He leads finally by a goal. So he was knocking on the door for quite some time and eventually finds a way through, Richard.
He did that same corner twice. He played it short, looked for the near post. Just a power shot into the near post. Van der Sar, the goalkeeper movement, little bit nerving. I think the best word to describe it. Smashing it in at that front post. You talked about the Champions League anthem, that historic, almost the sound as soon as you hear it. For you, as a player, did you feel the same as a fan? Like when you walk out there, it's just like, wow, I'm playing in the Champions League. I'm playing in the Champions League final.
Yes, one day when I was still in Brazil, I dreamed to hear that anthem and to play a Champions League game. So when it happened for the first time, it was a dream come true for me.
Nih buat kerja akun juga nih,
Of
akun
course, it's
Epic
every
tapi.
year, but every year, every game, it's a different, and you play with the best. So play with the best clubs, the best players. It's always amazing.
It could be another chance for Ronaldinho now, building up Emre Yilmaz in for a second. And I mean, look, I know this game is over 2 legs, but he is building in the right direction there. 2 goals, quick succession. Is he on to finally take him down in no doubt one of the biggest matches of all?
We said he never beat him, but he's 2-0 up inside 33 minutes. It's been incredible. It's been one-way traffic for Emre Yilmaz at this point, but I don't want to remind you, Kaka, football's a long game, FIFA's a long game, and he's got a lot of time to get back into this, just do the basic things right,
Lama saya gitu yang main parah canggur.
and then potentially find your way back into the game just like this.
Lu tau Reven main estes cok, anjir maju-maju gak jelas cok anjir.
Sniper aja, Nafas bagus.
Mana keluar orangnya.
Ya, keluar apa?
Tim pautan nih siapa cok?
Ya itu kalau itu takut. Anjing dia follow gua karena baper buka kalau bulu bang.
Enggak, itu jangan pola sama itu cok. Sama Revan.
Who were the out-and-out FIFA ballers there?
It was Julio Batista.
Yeah.
You remember him? Yep. So Julio Batista was the best one.
I used to ride Julio Batista with a career.
Mana min satu nih min chest nih, super chest mana super chest.
Nesta and Pirlo though.
Nesta and Pirlo.
I mean, Pirlo, what a player. Just
Kayak ini kok bintang sapu anjir, keren banget.
Player in the midfield. What were it like you playing a little bit ahead of him just dictating the play?
Punya
He's almost
dia.
he's the orchestra master, just pulling all the strings. What was it like for you?
It was amazing because Pirlo was one of those players that I didn't need to talk to him. He knew the movement that I wanted to do, and he just find me on the field. So he was
Mati kali.
Well, half time, we'll have a breather for a second and we'll continue to ask questions to this man. What opportunity it is.
Bilangin cok, kalau ngomong mabar bilang.
I mean, at least we're getting goals here, Kaka. It was a great start for Emre Yilmaz. As I said, Emre Yilmaz yet to beat ever this year on FIFA 23. But what was key, Kaka, is got a goal back. He's still in the game.
Anjing kita nih diskusi udah nunggu udah 1 game cok.
Be focused on the game.
Oh.
And there's some miracles in Istanbul.
Udah se-game aja di lobby, gak ada orang.
Speaking about Istanbul, as a collective, those couple of years as a player,
Kalau
you went to
mau
Istanbul,
main tuh
you faced
bilang
Liverpool.
belum.
We all know what happened there. I'm sure when you come back today, it was still a bit like, wow, you know, I remember that in a bad way. But then 2 years on from that, you went and won a Champions League, and you were the top goal scorer in the tournament there. It was an incredible couple of years for AC Milan.
Asik bikin dongkar, ye gitu Will. Baru masuk langsung bilang bikin dongkar. Gak tahu punya 10-2 ini.
after 2 years, I had the opportunity to win the Champions League. But 2005,
Lama,
I
emang.
took a lot of lessons from
Noel,
What was the feeling like in that dressing room when you
bilang
were
lama,
over
Cok.
half-time against Liverpool in that Istanbul final?
We were very confident, but a lot of people say that we were celebrating, drinking champagne. That's not true, of course. We had a very experienced players, experienced team, very good coach, and of course we know that the game is not finished in the halftime. But we were very confident.
At what point for you, when you're in that game, we often say in FIFA, one thing will happen and the game will just switch. Was it just that first goal and then it was like, oh wow, something could be on here, or even after the first goal, were you still confident that
nggak mau
the
ini
game was there for
asli
you
ini
to
semua
take?
poke.
I think it was after the third goal, actually. When they tied the game, we said,
Asli
"Oh,
dia
maybe
poke.
something's really strange here." But after that, the game was really tied, and we still had a chance to win. I don't know if you guys remember, but Shevchenko had a great opportunity and overtiming, and Dudek made
Anjing,
an amazing
si
save.
Sandy
I played
diem-diem
with
udah
him
mitik
in
kok.
Madrid years later, and I asked him, "How did you say
Iya.
that?" And he said, "I don't know."
Kan aku digendong Willy, Dap, maling mitik, Dap.
Wah,
And as long as he can keep doing that and pulling away,
Bisa league ada sama di pertama.
Yeah, absolutely. We were having a discussion, we were watching the
PR-nya
game.
boleh-boleh Mama Yami.
It's just that instinctive. As soon as he gets in the
Coki di
final
mana Mama Yami?
Aku digendong Willy, Dap, sepurane. Yo Will yo.
quick with it. He's not double thinking.
Kelas Mama Yami.
Aku digendong Willy, Cok. Takono Willy lo.
Back in the winning position. 3-1 up, and
Mau
that would be
tembok,
wrong if
main
I
aja
didn't.
kan.
You talked about Real
Itu
Madrid.
provok ya, Bang.
Jancuk lah, Will. Kowe diajak di... Padahal aku tahu mau jak main lo, Will. Jancuk ini.
Incredible to watch. Sort of the outside looking in, take us inside. What was it like?
No, it was really nice to play with
Pusing
those
nih.
players.
Berapa parah, Cok, tak follow gak di follow back aku. Sombong.
Pakai ini
Udah cepat login lu. Lama.
Aku udah hapus, Will.
Ya. Wah.
Si Apis nih goblok, Cok. Udah tahu gak 4 malah hukumnya ini tolol. Yes, ini pakai rum gua ganteng. Oh, alah. Will, bintang gimana, Will? Ini Apis mau pakai room dia, Cok.
Oh, enggak, nanti kita gue pakai server dia. Dia yang pakai server kita lah.
He was the best goalkeeper that I ever played with. So
Dan kita yang nge-phone. Kita pas-pas yang nge-lag.
of course. But he was really good.
Here's a chance back to goal, and we're looking for a
Tidur.
all-important third.
Bro,
Plays
saya
himself
mah
out of that
Apis
spot,
ini
but
pakai
20
banget.
1 minutes left to be played here. You are watching the eChampions League. Myself, Brandis, with Richard Buckley and Kaka in the commentary booth. I can't still believe I'm saying that. Here's a build-up now for Emre Yilmaz. Alawaran finds one of the old goal scorer that just scored that
Tapi ini
third.
server gampang, Cok. Katanya gitu, Will.
You're just seeing everything here
Ya
for
udah.
him at the moment is going through
Wait.
Ronaldinho. He's sort of being the catalyst in the
Udah, Rum.
attacking third. Whether it's the build-up play, whether it's the attacking real quartet in the final third. Alawaran, Ronaldinho, Ginola and R9 as the focal point of that
Mana, Will?
for Umut.
Dikit lah.
If he's
Udah,
going back into this game, 17 minutes left to do it in the first leg. We then play another second leg of FIFA. Aggregate scoreline will be
Ini dia malah in-game, Cok.
Capek. Iya.
You'll be happy to know there's no away goals in this Kaka, so there's no late drama. Here's a
Oke guys,
potential
kita lanjut aja
equaliser
guys.
for Alawaran.
Wow.
3-3
Ya,
just
siap.
like that. Umi's back in the game.
And we said, I spoke it into existence. It's going to come from Ronaldinho. It's going to come from Alawaran in the attacking third of the pitch, getting those balls in behind. And I mean, Alawaran, he's so fast. He's quick. He's just got that acceleration away from a defender. Was there anybody that you played with during your career where you just thought, I don't know, other than yourself, how are they so fast? Like, Alawaran in FIFA is just the pace guy. He can outpace any single defender in the game. For yourself, was there anybody?
Di judul dulu guys. Bintang
for
tamunya
me was
Ricardo Kaka.
Pato. Do you remember
Oh
Pato?
wow, FIFA legend.
There'll be a FIFA Twitch chat now going crazy.
You made a lot of people happy at home.
Oh man, Pato, he still is. He's playing for São Paulo right now, my team in Brazil. But at the best time of his career, he was really fast, really fast. The goal that he scored at Camp Nou against Barcelona.
Right from the kickoff straight away. Yeah.
Last chance of the game here potentially for Umit. Ronaldinho, there's those famous step overs. Is there a cutback inside? He wins a corner. What can we see here from the current world champion?
Ricardo Kaka, guys.
Ginola. Back to R9.
Oh ya guys, ini tadi aku main serangan versus yang berapa game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game ketemu top global ya. Anjir. Untung aku bisa ngimbangi.
Just been able to win the ball back ever so kindly. This is going to come down to one final chance. Who's going to be able to create? It looks as if he's building into this one.
Yeah, just holding the possession. He's playing for the last attack of the game. Waiting for that clock to tick down, 89, 90th minute, so you guarantee the last chance on goal for Emre Yilmaz.
Kaka, Legends
Holding on
Milan.
the possession, he's not going to go forward. We expect maybe a switch of play coming in at some point, try and open up the pitch, and then look for that final chance.
Last minute.
I don't even think he's going to get an opportunity.
Terrible pass. I don't think he's going to have enough time to get the ball forward. I think he knows that too. Well, there we go. Halfway point in this lower bracket final here in Istanbul for the Champions League. We said it was going to be a tight one, and by God, it has been. 3-3. This game's on a nice edge.
Nice game, huh? What a nice
goals.
game. Yeah, 6 goals.
Evenly split.
You brought the good game.
Kita bikin itu dulu guys.
Incredible
Happy
stuff.
for that.
Anyway, that is it from the halfway point here. There is still a second leg to be played. Kaka will be staying with us for the second leg too. You do not want to miss this. Who will be going to this year's eChampions League final? Will it be Umit or will it be that other man on the other side of the screen, Emre Yilmaz? Do not miss this. Come back in a few minutes. Who will be going second leg to be played? Kaka will be staying with us for the second leg too. You do not want to miss this. Who will be going to this year's eChampions League final? Will it be Umit or will it be that other man on the other side of the screen, Emre Yilmaz? Do not miss this.
Nanti aja kita bikin story guys. Nanti aja kita bikin SG ya. Wah, sumpah guys lama banget anjir. Gak apa-apa lah guys. Subaton. Ini guys. Mana tadi? Nih, koinku ada berapa ini? 59 juta guys. Ini aku buat nabung buat UTS. Buat UTS nanti. Bentar guys, kencing dulu lah cuk.
Well, as close as you like then in the lower bracket grand final. 3 apiece for both our players, Emre Yilmaz and the world champion Umit, and as close as you like in the European rankings as well. Emre Yilmaz is ranked 5th in Europe so far, and Umit, what we saw in that first matchup then, so we can see exactly how these guys might play in the second one. Right, Mike, Kyle, tell us what we're seeing here.
Seeing that utilization of the power shot, which has been something that Yilmaz has kind of put into his little personal pedigree in terms of the way that he scored goals throughout the day. He's really the only competitor using it and not using it as a cancellation. So he gets off to a hot start, but as we kind of hinted at, or at least I did, I sold the story that Umit mentally is strong. And he showed that. He battled back from being down in a couple different instances here. You see that extra pass to Ruud Gullit, always galloping through that midfield. I can't preface that enough. So valuable, just taking up so much of that space. Beautiful finish there from R9. Doesn't quite green time, it still works out. And then we saw this late, great goalkeeper read near post, count it, 3-all, and sets up so perfectly for leg 2.
Kyle, I say Umit was listening to Kaka there saying, you know, always look at the positives. Obviously, he was talking about 2005 to 2007, wasn't he? Thinking of the positives, not looking at the negative.
Always. I mean, when you've got Kaka behind you or in front of you, you've got to listen to him. Umit's got his headset on. I don't know what he's doing. You've got Kaka over there. You've got to be listening to everything that he's saying. I mean, this guy is a legend. I can't believe that we've been separated last year. I got to interview him. My interview was so good that he said, keep me as far away as possible to Kyle this year. Kaka, I'm coming for you, all right? I'm going to come and find you after, I promise. We need to have a chat. Promise it's happening.
I mean, I have no words.
Tahun kemarin tuh guys, bintang tamunya itu Capdevila, sekarang Ricardo Kaka.
You can have a word of Kai Walker there. I'll let you just, you know, fire on him.
Don't worry, Kyle. He's mine this year. He's all mine. Me and Kaka, we're linking up afterwards. Don't worry.
I'll be back to you next year, Kyle.
Next year. Get in the diary next year. He's having another interview. Anyway, enough of that for a minute. Back to this one. Second Umit. So it seems this year, and when you look at a game like that, he led on 2 different occasions.